It's a brand new day and she's back again. I don't know. That's really not what we're doing today now, is it? I am trying to bring up the YouTube. Good morning. Robin, you coming up? Hanging out with me today? Start streaming. Hey, friend. How are you today? Oh, wait.
Good morning. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm tired.
I actually have unusual amount of energy today. I don't know why. I mean,
You
like I'm not
stole it, Lilith. I don't know if you know about
You
Lilith's
got here
spirits. That's what I'm alluding to.
No, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. So like the Lilith, Adam's first wife, uh, in the Talmudic
Mm-hmm.
text and the extra rabbinical text, um, there's actually a bunch of lore about what are called Lilith spirits, which were similar to like
Oh.
water nymphs that used to live by bodies of water, and they had a
Mm-hmm.
reputation for being able to drag away children and then the souls of unborn children and newly born children in the night. So people would make talismans and all kinds of trinkets to ward off what they called Lilith spirits. It was a thing in like the ancient Near East, especially in the Levant area,
That's cool.
Babylonia, Syria. Yeah. But anyway, I'm a little grouchy and I'm ready to take out my frustrations on some questions. Urgh.
I don't know if you really want people to become Christians, and I don't really know if you really love Jesus, because when I loved Jesus, I loved people and I wanted them to see what I saw in Jesus. I wanted to see them to see his love. So I was kind to people, and especially when I was out representing Jesus, and you're just mean. I don't know why you're so mean to people. I don't know how you think that would want me to worship the same God as you. It doesn't. It makes me go, this is exactly why nobody wants your stupid God, because you all are hateful and mean. It's weird to me. I really believed in that song. They will know we are Christians by our love. Like, I 100% believe that. I believed I didn't have to say Jesus's name, because they would look at me and they would go, look at how much love she exudes. Obviously, she's a Christian. And then you come into these spaces and just say really shitty things to people in comments, and you think that people are going to want your God? That's weird. That's really weird. And you didn't listen to anything I said because all you wanted to do was to fight. You don't want to bring people to Jesus. You just want to fight with people. And that's weird. So today, actually, we're going to try not to fight with people. We're going to try not to. We're going to start. Do you watch Thrail at night at all?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it's the Bat Colite. Okay, it's and he's on late at night, and Thrail hosts it. And he just asks people, can they question their beliefs? And that means a belief in a deity, right? People will still
Okay.
crash out. Trust me, that's still gonna happen. Okay, but when they come up, instead of us debating them, we're gonna just keep asking them a series of questions. So when they say to you, well, I believe because of Isaiah 53, instead of going, well, Isaiah 53 isn't about Jesus, you're going to say, who does Isaiah 53 say it's about? What would you do if you found out that all of Isaiah was not written? You know what? You're going to ask them questions, leading them I don't know how well it will work because the last time I tried it, I went into debate mode, but we'll see
I
if I can
like this
behave this time.
format. I love this idea. This is really, I feel like this is
Yeah.
a more passive approach because instead of actually
Yeah.
leading with what we think, we can have them lead themselves there. I
Right. Right.
do.
And
I think that
Thrale
you
is
could do
really
it in
good
a
at
way
it, by the way.
too. You could do it in a way too where you could be like, now, do you think that that passage might conflict with this one? And we could pull up another
Right.
passage by
Right.
doing it like
That's what
that.
he does. He like if they say they're Christian, he'll ask him like, "Have you read your Bible from beginning to end?" Most will say no, and he'll ask why. Because like, why wouldn't you if you're a Christian, right? But then he says, "How do you explain the
I
differences
wish that they would just
between
be honest and be
Genesis
like, we
one
don't
and
read it because it's
Genesis
boring.
2?" Yeah, exactly. Because my pastor does it on Sunday. Why do I need to read it? But yeah, a lot of times
Mm-mm-mm.
people come up and find out pretty quickly, though, that they cannot question their beliefs. They say they can at first. They're like, yes, I do it all the time. But then they get in fight mode right away. And you're like, wait, this isn't about me. It's not about what I believe. So you don't have to answer any of their questions either because it's not about you or what you believe. We're asking them, can they question their beliefs? Okay, so
Yeah.
there is no what do you believe? Well, what do you think? It doesn't matter. I'm not asking you that. I'm just asking you, can you question what you believe?
I think that's great. I think that
And we'll
too
try it.
often,
I
if
don't know if
we
it'll work.
disclose what we, I think too often if we disclose too much about what we think of what we believe, they'll sink their claws into that, and that's what they'll hyper focus on instead of us actually addressing them, because we're here for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. You can't question what you believe. Don't come up. You're not ready for this conversation. You absolutely do not question what you believe. You believe the truth, and this conversation isn't for you, okay? This is for people who want to question what they believe. And you don't. And that's okay. Like, I didn't question what I believed either for a really long time as a Christian. Not everybody does. When I was a Christian, there was a very long time, there was nothing that you could do that would make me even consider another belief system.
I did question what I believe, but here's the caveat to that is we were told that our understanding was fallible, we were too dumb, we would never be able to
Mm,
understand. So even if
yeah.
I did question things, which I could, I was told, well, you're just not smart enough, you're not good enough, you don't have the Holy Spirit enough, you don't understand it because you can't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you guys, thanks for tapping the screen and sharing out the live. I have to get to 5,000 likes and 100 shares before I will really get pushed out to the FYP. So if you can keep sending out the shares and tapping the screen, I'd really appreciate that. It really does help. Yeah, I don't have an Auntie Sermon today. It is, we took a few days off from that. I'm writing a song right now. You will have, probably an Auntie Sermon tomorrow. Do you guys want to guess who? Now remember, I'm still in Genesis. We're going in order chronologically of every single woman who is named or unnamed in the Bible. We just finished Tamar, who had to fucking make sure that the line was continued because Judah was being an idiot. So, who is after Tamar? Do you guys have any idea? I know, I realized as I started doing this that most of the time nobody will know who's next because I certainly didn't. Tomorrow is Potiphar's wife. And if you remember, that's who claims that Joseph tried to grape her. So we're going to talk about her tomorrow. I don't know why this is sad to you.
The Joseph that
It's
got put
like
into
I'm
bondage?
having such a nice time. Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat Joseph. The brother who gets
Oh,
sent to
okay.
Egypt.
Yeah, that's who I thought you were talking about. I don't know why I
Yeah.
forgot about the Potiphar's wife.
I did too.
ordeal.
I did too.
It's a
As
shame
soon
that they don't
as
give these women
they
names.
told me who she was, I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. You don't love me. I remember thinking as a Christian, I really loved people too. You don't love me. You don't even know me. And if you did know me, that would make you not love me. Okay. So you don't love me. Don't tell people you love them. Don't love bomb people. It's gross. It doesn't make us feel warm and fuzzy. It makes us feel ick. Okay. I want people to love me who I have a relationship with, an actual relationship with. Don't pray for me either, dude. Why are you being like so invasive? Do you want me to go and pay a Mormon person to post-mortem, during post-mortem baptize you into the Mormon church? No, you wouldn't want me to do that because you're not Mormon. So don't pray for me because I'm not Christian. Go pray for kids with cancers. They need your prayers, dude. Go heal some people. Go to the VA hospital and go lay hands on our vets, okay? Go do something that actually helps somebody. Coming in here and telling people who don't want what you're doing, pushing yourself on them is disgusting.
It's
I
really
didn't
sad
say
that they
you
don't
hate
know about
me. I
consent.
said you don't love me. There's a difference between that. You can feel very neutral towards somebody.
When you say you love
Good,
everybody, what value does that put on love? That doesn't
right?
mean that your love means very much at all. And you know what? If somebody wanted to pray for me, the least that they could do was just ask me first. Be like, do you mind
Yeah,
if I do this? Because a lot of the time, I don't feel comfortable doing that because people will pray to have my free will altered by their deity. And I don't want to plant that seed in their minds. I don't even believe in their
yeah,
God, but I don't want them to think that they have that kind of access to me, my autonomy, my will.
exactly. Uh, I want to say hi to everybody. Good morning, Dreams. Good morning, Lathe. Good morning, Petty Fog, Tanika, Annika. So good to see everybody. Drea, Randall, Dark Knight. Good to see you. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to go look and see who's over on the YouTubies this morning. I know I'm up over on my channel. I think we've got the sound all fixed over there. Good morning, Inquisitor. Good morning, Mr. Lucky. Good to see you guys. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. I don't know if I'm up over on the Deconstruction Junction. Let me go check over there. Okay, I am up over on the Deconstruction Junction. I want to tell you guys something I'm going to do today. I haven't set it up yet, but let me make sure I have that on. Okay, I do. I have it on my list. Okay, so if you go to my link tree now, I have a throne. You are able to, if you want to gift me things, there's a wish list. There's ways that you can help support the program, all different kinds of ways that you can help me, okay? But I am going to put 2 gifts up there. One is going to be so you could drop somebody if you want. And 2, I'll put a way for you guys to extend the show an hour. So you don't have to do all the gifts. You can just, if somebody wants to just go drop some money on the throne, then I'll extend the show an hour. But I haven't set that up yet, but I will set that up today. So you guys can do drops and extend the show without having to do all the gifts. Because I know sometimes it's a pain in the ass to do the gifts. It's easier to just, go do the gift thing over on the throne. Oh, I have an update on my laptop. So good morning. I don't think anybody's watching over on the Deconstruction Junction yet, but good morning, YouTube. It's so good to see everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. I thought we'd try a different little combo today. Let's see how it goes. Hi, Sink. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Are you over 18? And what is your religion?
Yeah, I'm over 18. My religion, I'd say I'm a Christian.
Okay, and what are your pronouns?
The pronouns that people use are he or him.
Okay, thank you. Are you able to question your beliefs?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Do you not believe so?
Okay. No, I don't know. I don't know you, so that's why I'm asking you. Some people are and some people aren't. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Have you read your Bible from beginning to end, all the way through?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess my first question then is, what do you think about chapters 1 and 2 contradicting each other?
Of Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can we just get agree on the same term for what a contradiction is? Like, what do you think a contradiction is?
Two things that cannot both be true at the same time.
In the same respect, right?
At the same time.
Yeah. It's not just exclusive.
Like, so if I told you that I ate breakfast and then I petted my dog and then I kissed my cat, I can't later then say I pet my dog, I ate breakfast, and then I kissed my cat, because those two things can't be true at the same time. I did one or the other.
Right. Yeah, time would be included as a respect, but I'm saying in general, it's in the same respect. Like, that's no problem. Yeah. Okay, we can agree on that. So yeah, go ahead and present your argument.
Oh, I just want to know, what do you think about the two of them not being, the same? This is a scholarly consensus that they're not the same. I didn't come up with it. It's not new to me. I didn't figure this out.
Right. So the scholarly consensus doesn't say that it's a contradiction. I don't know where you got that from, but I mean, can you show me where you got that from?
They're different writers, actually, is what the scholarly consensus is.
Right, but I don't have to adhere to, atheistic scholars.
I'm not asking you to adhere to anything. I'm asking you, what do you do with the fact that they are not the same? That is the question. With your brain, what do you do when they are not the same? What goes on in your head, in your personal head? I'm not asking you somebody else's head. I'm asking you personally, when you read them and you go, oh, these are not the same. What do you think? Do with that?
Okay, so if that was the case, that they weren't the same, which I still don't believe yet, that's what my point is. I'm trying to ask you to prove that to me. But if they weren't the same, then I would say that that's problematic in the text. Yeah. But,
okay, hang on a second.
So that's basically what I'm asking you. That's it. Just to show me what.
Okay, hang on.
No problem. Go ahead.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. We're going to go to Genesis 1 and 2. Okay, so in Genesis 1, animals are created first. Okay? In Genesis 2, man is. There's one of the contradictions. Now, what do you do with that?
Can you read the verse? If you don't mind.
Do you not have your Bible?
No, sorry. I'm on the way to work, so I'm in the car.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would read it, but my Bible's being used to press flowers right now.
Okay, 1:24 through 27. Hang on 1 second. And God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures of every kind, cattle and creeping things and wild things of the earth of every kind. And it was so. God made wild animals of the earth of every kind, and the cattle of every kind, and everything that creeps upon the ground of every kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make humankind in our image. So do we agree the animals were made and then humans were?
Yeah, I believe animals were made in it.
Okay. All right, so let's go to Genesis 2. All right. Verse 2:7 says, Then the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Then go to Genesis 2:18. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper as his partner." So out of the ground, the Lord God formed every animal of the field. So in Genesis 1, animals are made first and then humans. In Genesis 2, man is made and then animals.
Right. So that word there, formed, right? I do think that the animals here could still be already created.
We were not. You would be wrong.
In Genesis 2, does it say the animals weren't created first?
Yeah. It's in Genesis 2, formed means to create.
Right. But so it's past tense, no?
They didn't exist. He created, it says, then God created. That means after. Then tells you it was later, it was after. That word gives you the qualifier.
Okay. Why can't I adhere to the idea that the human was created in this
You
way?
can adhere to any idea, but what you're doing right now is debating instead of questioning your beliefs. And so I'm wondering why you're doing that. Why aren't you questioning this and saying, that's a really good point. I should think about that further, maybe look into that more. You came up here and said, I most definitely can question my beliefs. But when I bring you something, you keep trying to debate it instead of actually question it. Is there a problem that you can't question your beliefs? Are you afraid?
No, I'm not. So my belief is that the animals were first created, then Adam, then more animals were created after.
So you can't question your beliefs is what you're saying. You're just absolutely not. So how about when plants appear? In Genesis 1 through 11 through 12, it says, "Then God said, let the earth put forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees of every kind on earth that bear fruit with the seed in it."
Yeah.
Okay, and then in Genesis 2:5, it says, "In the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, when no plant of the field was yet on the earth, and no herb of the field had yet sprung up." Okay, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That there's another contradiction, and they go on, and that is why scholars do not believe that Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 were written by the same people.
Okay. So
have you heard of the JEPD?
The JEPD.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Okay. All right. So when you see that there are contradictions with this, what you're telling me you do is you use apologetics instead of actually using critical thinking, huh?
No, I'm using critical thinking.
No, you're not. You're using apologetics.
Well, okay, I am using...
You're trying to explain it away instead of think about it. Instead of questioning it, you're literally using apologetics to explain it away. Instead of going, maybe she's right. Maybe this is written by two different people. Maybe that would explain the differences. Maybe they were two different times. Maybe there's a lot of reasons why they don't agree. But to try to pretend that they agree by smoothing them over, it just makes you look foolish, because literal scholars do not agree with you. Most of them, almost every single one of them. Jewish people don't agree with you. It's their book.
Okay.
And you're just trying to apologize it away instead of actually just think about it for a little bit.
So if I give you a scholar that there is there's a lot of scholars that agree on my point as well. And they don't even have to be Christian.
Yes, lots of Christian scholars.
No, I said not.
Yes, lots of Christian scholars. Tell me one atheist scholar who thinks that there's no contradictions in Genesis 1 and 2.
Why does it have to be atheist?
Because
why,
I want it to be.
Why can't it be agnostic?
You get Christian scholars. Why can't I have an agnostic? Doesn't mean you're not an atheist. You know that, right?
Agnostic doesn't mean you're not an atheist.
You can be an agnostic. You can be an agnostic atheist. You can be an agnostic Christian.
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Agnostic.
Okay. So you're.
Who's the scholar?
Wait, so you're asking me for an atheist scholar, but then you're condemning me
Yeah.
for if it's a Christian scholar. So I'm saying it without.
No. You already have your Christian scholars. We know that. So now I'm saying, show me somebody who's not a Christian, who's not biased.
Okay, give me 1 second.
And you guys, thank you so much for being here. Oh wow, 200 shares. That's amazing. I see somebody in the box. I'm sorry. I'll bring you up just a minute. Bronco, I'll bring you up when we're done with sync. I'm just doing one guest at a time this morning. I don't know if Joel just scrolled by or not, but Joel, if you're in the chat, good morning. Eddie's World, good morning. Good to see everybody. Yeah, I don't think there are going to be any atheist scholars who believe this is written by the same person or that these don't contradict. I actually, almost every scholar believes these are not written by the same people. And so that would be wild to me. Okay, who do we got?
So, yeah, the request for an atheist scholar. I mean, I don't think there's going to be an atheist scholar that's going to say that these stories are going to be aligned and perfect. Non-Christian, I can give it to you, no problem. But in terms of atheist,
who is it?
Who
is it?
Yeah, the non-Christian or the atheist?
Just give me the scholar you have.
Yeah, Umberto Casuta. That's the non-Christian scholar.
How do you spell it?
Umberto.
Umberto who?
Casuta. Cass.
How do I spell that?
Cass.
Cass.
Uto.
Uto.
I'm just speaking for myself.
I'm not gonna. Are you kidding me? You want me to look at one scholar from the 1800s? From the fucking 1800s? You can even find a modern scholar? He's a Jewish biblical scholar. I'll pull up a rabbi right now who will disagree. Okay? Like, no, I'm sorry. That's not gonna work. And I'm gonna look.
Wait, because it's from the 1800s, that's a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty dated. I mean, would you look to a medical textbook from the 1800s?
That's a whole different thing.
Why not? The scholarship has changed. We know so much more now than we did then.
Right. We've advanced in terms of medical technology. That's no problem.
Right, and we've advanced in terms of theology. We know so much more now than we did then.
No, a lot of the theology and the theological people come from a way earlier time. Like philosophy.
So you're just going to do an appeal to an authority and appeal of ancient fallacy on us right now?
I'm saying those scholars, when they go to school, they're actually
learning. Okay, first of all, he didn't agree that they agreed. He said they complemented each other's accounts. So no, he doesn't say that. You didn't even know what he believed, and you went and pull him up.
He doesn't believe that it's.
He said they complemented each other, but they did not agree. And you're saying they agree. And they don't agree, sir. They contradict each other. I don't care what this man thinks. First of all, he probably still believed it was written by Moses back then. We now know it was fucking not written by Moses, okay? No, this is a horrible scholar. Now get me a real scholar, or let's stop debating and going back to doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that's questioning your beliefs.
Okay. So how about this?
Good morning, Katie. How are you?
Good morning, Katie.
Good morning. I'm great. I thought maybe you were like calling out Thrale, but you're just using Thrale's
Yeah, no, I'm quoting him. I'm not calling
no,
him
I kind of knew.
I'm quoting him.
I'm just teasing. I'm just giving you some. Yeah, I've actually gone up and let Thrale question me before. A lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not done it. I will not go up on Thrale. They're too nice. I am not. I'm not Thrale material.
Oh, that's fair.
I get too spicy.
Synchronize. I think it's great that you're up here. I don't feel like you're engaging in the spirit of critical thinking or questioning your beliefs. It seems to me like you've come up here guarded from the beginning. It would be really cool for you to just engage with our questions.
Yeah, I was just about to, if you don't mind. So I was going to say
Okay, so
let's just say that the stories are contradictory, and you know, one says that the animals were created first, and you know, let's just say the scholars, the way they interpret it, this is correct. I still think it doesn't really do anything to my belief. I think we have enough evidence to say that Jesus existed, and you know, I don't
this
really.
isn't about your belief, though. We're just asking you what you think.
What evidence do we have that Jesus existed?
What evidence do we have that Jesus existed?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have documents, we have things
What
written.
documents do we have?
Yeah, we have documents from non-Christian accounts.
What documents do we have? Telling me again that we do have documents does not tell me what documents we have.
Okay, so we can have the I forgot his name exactly. I think it's Tacitus or something like that.
Tacitus?
Prophets.
No, wait. One at a time. Okay. Tacitus, are you in here? I don't know if I have Tacitus in here.
So you don't believe he existed? Is this what you believe?
And I'm saying that I don't think you've ever checked to see if he really existed. Remember, we're questioning your beliefs.
Okay.
So if you say Jesus existed, we say, what proof do you have? You say, this is the proof. We're going to say, what does that proof actually say? Okay. And you keep thinking this is about what we believe. We're asking you to question what you believe.
Well, I'm presenting you the people.
I know, and I'm going to look up what he really said so we can question it, right?
Okay.
Because that's what we're doing. We're questioning what you're saying. We're questioning what you believe. You built this belief in thinking that Tacitus and Pliny and Josephus said things, but I don't think you've ever looked to see what they've said.
Okay.
You were just told that by the church.
Okay.
And this is no shade to you, Synchronized, but based on your track record of the previous person you brought up and how you said things that they didn't say, we might be inclined to think that they didn't say these things.
Well, who exactly did I say said something that... Are you talking about the
The scholar.
Your 1800s reference.
Yeah,
he didn't say that they agree. So that's what she's referring to. So...
yeah, I mean, I did read about him, but I don't think that I don't think I spoke anything wrong of him. Like, I don't think he said it was a contradiction. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, that's what we were saying. We were saying that the passages contradict. You were saying that your source said the opposite, that they don't contradict, which is why we challenged you on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, based on what I read from this guy, he doesn't believe that they contradict. He believes they complement.
Things could be not in alignment, but still complement each other. Like one story could support another without both of them having to be true simultaneously. Like Crystal's example that she gave earlier, where she was like, I could pet my dog, eat breakfast, then pet my cat, or I could eat breakfast, pet my dog, and then pet my cat. You know, both of those can't be true at the same time, but them being so similar could complement each other.
Okay, I mean, I agree with you on that, but I'm just saying that guy that I quoted, I don't think that he necessarily said it's a contradiction. And if he did, then I'm wrong on that.
He didn't say it's a contradiction. He was an apologist, and I told you that's what you were doing. You're looking for apologists to agree with you. You are looking for confirmation bias. We're asking you to instead question your beliefs, and that's where you're having a hard time doing that. Let me pull up what Tacitus actually said, okay? So Tacitus was an Italian Jewish biblical scholar from 1880. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. That's the last dude.
Like, no, that's too many questions.
Sorry. No, I pulled up the Umberto guy. Sorry. Ooh, we pulled up too many people here today. Oh, sorry. Tacitus. He wrote Annals, and in Annals 1544, he says, Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hands of one of our procurators, Pontius Pilate. and a most mischievous superstition, thus checked for the moment, again broke out not only in Judea, the first source of the evil, but even in Rome. So
Is this
he's saying Christus, which
I'm sorry, Chris, is this
go
the
ahead.
Testimony Flavianus or whatever?
No, this is Annals
Annals
1544.
1514. Okay.
Yeah.
I got him confused. Sorry.
Yeah. So he's writing about Nero blaming Christians for the Great Fire of Rome. Okay, that's what he's writing about. There's a couple of problems with what he says. One is that Pontius Pilate was not a procurator. Okay, he was a prefect. So there's a problem with what he's saying already.
Why?
We know that for a fact. He was not a procurator, and that's a big difference too. That's not a little mistake. Okay. And what people argue is, so when he says Christus suffered under Pontius Pilate, he may just be summarizing what Christians believed. He's not telling you he knows this for a fact. He's just telling you information he was told. But on top of that, there's a problem because the manuscript didn't actually say Christians at first. It said Christians with an E. And it was changed.
Okay.
Well, that existed before he was even around. So when you say that there are writings outside the Bible, first of all, they're written far after, okay? And second of all, they're not firsthand accounts. These are people just telling stories. So none of them actually point to the fact that there was a Jesus. If we look at Pliny in letter 96, book 10, he only talks, it's Pliny that might have been the interpolation. I'm sorry, I might have got them mixed up. But anyway, Pliny, letter 96, book 10, only talks about the Christians, and he has never heard of them. Never mentions Jesus, and he served under 3 emperors. So he served under 3 emperors and still doesn't mention Jesus, okay? He was the first person to ever write about Christ with Christians. The first mention of Christians is 36 BCE, okay? There's a great scholar you guys can go read a lot of this information from. Her name is Nina Livesey, okay? Josephus in Testimonium Flaviano Antiquities 18.3.3 is an interpolation. That's one of the interpolations. In Antiquities 20.9.1, Jesus, son of Damius, is not Jesus, son of Joseph. So it's not the same Jesus. So we can go through all of these extra biblical accounts, and none of them prove that Jesus was an actual human being. We don't have any proof. There's no writings of these disciples, this Jesus, or even this Paul outside of the gospel accounts.
Okay. So what about the other gospels?
What about what other gospels?
Like the gospel of Thomas.
Like Thomas?
Yeah.
So do you believe in wizards too?
No, I'm not saying that I believe in it, but I still believe that that's an account of something.
Those were all written about the same time, right? They're still written by people within the church, right? So you're just telling me, like, if I told you that Jim Jones's disciples all said all these miraculous things happen, you would tell me, so what, they didn't? So what, his disciples told you that happened, so what? You would go, it didn't.
Okay.
Did you know that Jim Jones was known to heal people miraculously, that he called himself Jesus, that they believed he was the Messiah, and that they followed him? And there are people to this day who believe Jim Jones was the Messiah, that David Koresh healed people, that there are people today that still worship David Koresh. Do you realize there are people who still believe the people from Heaven's Gate actually went on to the next realm?
Yeah. I don't have to believe.
None of it makes it real.
I know. I don't have to believe what they're saying. That's what I'm saying. But I do believe Jim Jones existed.
Right.
I do believe he was a real person. Yeah, Jim Jones. But I don't necessarily have to believe in what they're claiming about Jim Jones. That's besides the point.
And why do we believe that Jim Jones existed?
Oh, we have a lot of things about Jim Jones, I'd say.
Right. And is it all from his church?
No, not necessarily.
No, it's not, right? We have news articles, we have photos. We actually have photos of when the massacre happened at, like right as the congressman or representative or whatever landed on the tarmac. We have that, and it is outside of the cult's own words, their own accounts, right?
Right.
And we just don't have that with Christianity. We just don't have it outside of them. We don't have somebody going, there's this group of people and this dude made fucking fed 5,000 people with fish. We don't have that. We don't even have any of the 5,000 people writing about that miracle.
Okay.
We don't have anybody saying that they saw him rise from the dead. We don't even have an account from him on anything. He didn't write a goddamn thing.
Okay.
None of the disciples did.
So what you're saying is that everything that we have about him comes from within our church? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how is the gospel, if the church rejected the gospel of Thomas, how is that within our church?
Because that was a follower at that time. Just because you rejected it doesn't mean that he wasn't a follower at that time.
Is there a reason why you're appealing to Apocrypha that was never accepted within the canon? I'm confused by that.
Right? Because he thinks that means it's outside the church. It's only outside the church because during the canonization of the Bible, they rejected it. It doesn't mean it wasn't written by a church member at that time.
If you've read some of these Apocrypha that wasn't accepted into the canon, you would see why. Because it would be heretical. It would be, some of it is very strange. I read one where the cross itself talks.
Yeah,
Like the cross itself talks. Like there's a lot of very strange things in these apocryphal texts. There's a lot of reasons why the Gospel of Thomas was not included into the canon. For the major one being that it kind of implied that heaven is like a place inside of you. It's not like this external place you go as a form of afterlife. That would have been antithetical to what the church was trying to achieve with its goal for power, domination, and control. Like that's antithetical to their message. They need people to be part of their church so that they pay for their absolution of sin so that they can go to their imaginary heaven.
Okay.
Sink, when do you think the Gospel of Thomas was written?
I have no idea, frankly honest.
It was 120 to 140. Okay. So that is mid 2nd century. So it's not even anywhere near the time of Jesus. It's pseudepigrapha, and it was very common at that time. So all I'm saying is, like, if you really are going to question your beliefs, ask yourself, would I accept this from any other god or religion? Would I be okay with this as evidence? Would I go, all right? So if another religion comes up to you and offers you the same evidence, are you going to switch religions?
If another religion would offer me the same evidence?
Yeah, that they existed, that they were the real. Like, if they came up and said, hey, we've got this book that was written about us that we don't even accept.
Okay.
But it kind of proves that our God was real. Would you accept that
Well,
as proof?
no, I wouldn't. So
No.
here's the thing. I'm up here, right? I'm in my car. I don't have an AI in front of me. I don't have Google. I don't even have a Bible, right? So I don't really have access to the information. If I did, I would tell you that I think it's pretty a general consensus that man did exist. I think it would be probably minority to say that he.
You're
didn't.
right. By many, you're right. It is a very niche thing to think that Jesus did not exist. And here's why it is, okay? Most scholars just say, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to argue about his existence because I can already argue that everything else about him is not true. And so they just don't care enough. And I will tell you this because I know many of the creators on this platform, and I know scholars. And that is what they say. There's no reason to argue it. I just tell them, fine, Jesus existed. But when you actually look into it to say, hey, did he actually exist or not? You get scholars like Nina Livesey. You get people like Jaron Wangel, who went and did the stylometric analysis on writings to figure out, did he really exist? And you find out, hey, we don't actually have any evidence that he did. So I'm not telling you he didn't, but what I'm telling you is we don't have evidence that he did.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't have all that evidence in front of me. I don't think it's fair that, like, I don't even have like a Bible, right? So I don't think it's like a fair conversation, because I'm not a living, I'm not a living Bible. I wish I was. I'm not a living scholar. I'm not a living historian. But it's, aside from the scholars, like even archaeologists who dedicate their life to finding the evidence, quote unquote, I think
there's no archaeological evidence for Jesus. None.
So no, not saying Jesus specifically, like his body and stuff like that.
There's nothing.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who have found these, these letters and have found this stuff. I think.
What have they found?
So again, aside from what you just said, Flavius and Josephus and all that,
those are historians, not archaeologists.
No, I'm saying that the people who are finding what these people are writing. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not saying the historian himself.
Right. They haven't found any archaeological find, nothing that points to a real Jesus. As a matter of fact, more and more what archaeologists are finding is that, especially the Old Testament, because there's very little that they found regarding the New Testament, it was a tribe. It was an ancient tribe, and they filled the God of the gaps with Yahweh, and they stole from many other religions to create this whole their religion. The Jewish people appropriated gods and religious practices from other people. Then Christians came along and appropriated Yahweh from Judaism. Then the Mormons, Jehovah's Witness, appropriated that from the Christians. Then the Muslims first. Muslims came and they did the same thing. You all just keep appropriating religions from other people and bastardizing it, and then calling it your own and saying it's true. But you're not critically thinking. You're not asking yourself, where did Yahweh originate? How many gods are in the Bible? Is he really the only true God? Why does he talk about other gods if there are no other gods?
Okay. Is that the question you're asking me? Do you want me to respond to that? Or
no, I'm asking you to think of all of that.
Okay.
I'm asking you to critically think today.
Okay. Well, sure. I just, again, I've read the Bible back and forth. It doesn't mean that I have the best interpretation. I don't like to rely on my own. That's why I respect you bringing up, people of authority. That's fine. But in terms of whether or not he existed, I mean, I don't think maybe you can shake my belief on that. Like whether or not what he's saying is true, that's up for debate. But I do think that he did exist. I don't think you can really shake that from me.
If you ever get a chance, go check out a guy. His name is Christ Before Jesus. Okay, he's my friend Jaron. And he wrote a book. It's called Christ Before Jesus. And just go sit in and listen, and you'll understand why I question it. And again, I'm not telling you for a fact that Jesus and Paul didn't exist. But what I am asking you to do is question whether you know for sure whether they exist or not. Ask yourself, have I ever critically thought about any of this? Why do I accept things from this religion, from this belief system, that I absolutely would not accept from any other religion if they told me the same story? Why?
Okay.
Why do I do that?
Okay, no problem. Can I ask you a question if you don't mind?
Sure.
So after reading Christ Before Jesus and, coming to your conclusion with is it Jaron? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So what do you think, and not necessarily has to be the ultimate truth, but what do you think actually happened? What were all these people unaliving for? Like, what was this all for? Was this just like who were they even doing this for? Like, what do you
think that I don't think that people were martyred like the church says. I don't believe in the martyrdom of the disciples. I don't even know if most of the disciples really existed, because we actually have no evidence of any of that either. And the church lied a lot at the beginning in order to gain power. And I have a History of the Church by Eusebius. Eusebius himself tells you that sometimes you have to lie to move the gospel forward. If the early church fathers are admitting that they had to lie in order to move this message forward, it makes me question pretty much everything about the early church. And so I'm still learning it. I have Josephus's work right here. I have Eusebius here, and I'm still studying it. But I believe that there were many people who really believed that, just like I believe there were many people who believed Jim Jones and David Koresh and Heaven's Gate, and they were willing to die for it. But I also believe that you can die for things that are absolutely not true.
Oh yeah.
Robin, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I thought I would read a couple scriptures and then I would get your opinion on them. I hope that's okay with you, Synchronize.
Yeah, sure. I do have to go in about 5 minutes, preferably, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Updated Edition, which is the best Bible that you can choose from. It's what scholars use. So I'm going to be starting from Psalms 51, verses 16 through 17. For you have no delight in sacrifice. If I were to give a burnt offering, you would not be pleased. The sacrifice acceptable to God is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, you will not despise. Then if we go to Isaiah chapter 1, verses 11 through 17, what to me is the multitude of your sacrifices, says the Lord. I have had enough burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts. I do not delight in the blood of bulls or of lambs or goats. When you come to appear before me, who asked this from your hand? Trample my courts no more. Bringing offerings is futile. Incense is an abomination to me. New moon and Sabbath calling for canification? I cannot endure solemn assemblies with iniquity. Your new moons are appointed. This is all about sacrifices. Now, then if we go to Hosea 6:6, it says, for I desire steadfast love and not sacrifice, the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. So here we have the God of the Bible on two different occasions saying, I think that burnt offerings are an abomination. They shouldn't be done to me. And then you have another one saying that I want burnt offerings. And if you're not giving burnt offerings, then you're not worshiping me properly.
Right. So, my response to this, right, and I'm not a scholar, but from what I've heard you say, I do think that Yahweh has a preference. He even says, "I desire, I desire mercy and not sacrifice." I think that's another verse too. So I think that there's a preference in terms of like saying that this burnt offerings is a ruling that's actually what is supposed to happen, but Yahweh would prefer another way. Not saying that this is not what's supposed to be done. It is what's supposed to be done, but there is a way that is better, that is to come. That's my answer to that.
But how do you reconcile that the God on two different occasions? Well, actually, I pulled up three sources. On two occasions says yes, you need burnt offerings, and then on a third says no, burnt offerings are an abomination to me. How do you reconcile that?
Okay, assuming what you're reading is the correct translation, all that, I can't reconcile that, right? If he's saying that one's an abomination, and then another one's saying that he accepts it, that's flat out contradiction. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to me, so I don't really have a response to that.
I think the beginning of your critical thinking journey may begin with you realizing that the book itself is not infallible. There are contradictions within the text, and that's okay. You can come to your own different conclusions on what you find to be authoritative within the text, but in order to engage honestly, you do have to come to terms that there are contradictions within the text.
And you know what helped me a lot was when I realized that I know people say it, but I don't really think they understand. The Bible is never supposed to be one book. It was several books written by several people over several, whatever, many, many years, right? And in a worldview where you say, oh, this is just like any other religion that I don't believe, it makes sense that there's contradictions because these people wrote at different times and different people. But when you put the spiritual little twist on it and say it's God breathed and it has to be infallible, that is when it becomes something that sits in your cognitive dissonance. That's when you have to twist it. That's when you have to apologize for it. That's when you have to make up excuses for it. And that's when you have to, hey, Dugald, good to see you. That's when we're asking you to put your critical thinking skills on and say, why am I accepting that with this, but I would accept it with no other?
Right. I mean, I just said it doesn't make any sense what she just presented. I'm not going to be dishonest. Right. I think anyone that's going to try to climb their way around that is quite dishonest. But
Yeah.
I think regardless, you're right. I mean, these are infallible people as well. I mean, even in the Christian context, I mean, they're not perfect, right? So there's gonna be some sort of, whether it's like textual problems in terms of, one saying there's gonna be 4,000 blah blah blah, and the other one saying there's 10,000 of them, right? Again, I don't think that's the basis of my faith. I don't think that like the Bible. I know there's some Christians that take the Bible as the sole authority and the pillar of truth, but for me, the pillar of truth is my church. I do believe that. But I do see where you're coming from.
Are you Catholic?
I'm not Catholic, no.
Are you Anglican?
No, I'm not Eastern Orthodox, Coptic Orthodox.
Oh, I see. That explains why you appealed to the Gospel of Thomas, as it was originally found in Egypt as an Aramaic text.
Actually, our church doesn't appeal to the Gospel of Thomas. I was just saying, I didn't really know the date of it, so I just thought it would be from the time. I was just saying something that's outside of what we take. That's all. I don't actually believe in it. But
well, Sink, I want to thank you for coming up today. It's been a very nice conversation. You're welcome back anytime. I've really enjoyed talking to you today. Also, don't forget to check out Christ Before Jesus. I think that he can explain things much better than I can. I take down notes of things he says, but he says a lot. So I would be there all day taking notes if I wanted to write them all down. But I really do appreciate talking to you today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for coming up. It's been cool.
Yeah, thank you guys for being respectful.
Right, have a nice day.
Yeah, see ya.
Of course. Have a good one. Bye.
That was a nice little chat. We had other guests in the box, but they left. One was Branco. I don't know why he spells his name that way. It's Branco. But I guess he left. I don't know. He was waiting in the box. How are you today, Katie?
I'm pretty good. Just getting some stuff done. Working on
Django here.
putting my stuff together for my business I'm starting soon. So.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Host.
Hey, Jingo, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, over 18.
Okay, and are you a Christian or a believer of the God of the Bible, or do you believe in a higher power?
Christianity. But why do you always come against Christians?
Okay.
Never Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam. It's always Christianity. Do you love Christianity?
Jingo, I'm talking, excuse me, Jingo, I'm talking to all believers of anything today. I don't know why you're saying that. I am talking to anybody who believes in anything. any higher power. So you're just accusing me of something without
I asked
even
you a
knowing
question.
who
I
I
asked you a
am or
question.
what I'm doing. Excuse me, Django.
Asking
You just
questions,
came
not
up here.
accusing.
Excuse me, Django. You came up here
Why are you
accusing
shouting?
me of something. I think you should apologize.
I asked you a question. I didn't accuse you.
Yes, you did accuse
I
me.
said,
You
why
said,
are
why do
you
you
talking?
always do this? No, you
No,
said,
no,
why
no,
do you
no, no.
always do
I
this?
said,
Yes,
why
you
do you always
did.
talk about Christianity?
You are
That's what I
right.
said.
So you're
That's my
lying then.
accusation.
I do not always. And that is an accusation. So can you question your beliefs, Django, or can you only argue?
Can I question my beliefs? In what sense?
Okay, thanks for coming
You're
up.
running. You're running.
Obviously, I'm not running. It's not a debate, stupid. It's about questioning your beliefs. That's the problem. You think you're at a debate and you're at a conversation. You accused me of not talking to anybody but Christians, and I'm asking to speak to anybody who has a belief in a higher power. You came up here wanting to fight instead of talk. You're in the wrong live, pumpkin. What? Chris, I think we can hear your stream in the background. Oh, you can. I'm sorry. It was on like really faint. Thank you, Tahir. Hey, 4-digit, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, I'm 50.
Okay. And do you believe in a God or a higher power?
Well, according to your prompt, yes, I can question my beliefs, and currently I'm not really sure what I believe. I grew up
Okay.
being told to believe in, the Christian Bible, God. I'm not really sure what I believe now, but I think just for the sake of conversation, it's important for people to know, like, when you start questioning your beliefs, it's really hard. Like, it's really, like,
Yeah,
it's a difficult thing. And I think, I join lives and just kind of share that perspective. So I grew up, 40 years believing one thing. And then about 10 years ago, I started questioning everything. And it was one of like the roughest, like, parts of my life to like, just allow yourself to question that. I don't think people really talk about that aspect of it.
Can I just offer this? I've been deconstructing for over 20 years at this point, which is
right.
That's weird to think about. It gets easier.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with that. It gets easier. I still have way more questions than I have answers, but I think you kind of start to make peace with that, not having answers and just allowing yourself to question things, versus when you first start that process of questioning what you believe. That's difficult, but it does get easier for sure.
Yeah, I think some of that is too like that pain also comes from the fact that you just realized how lied to you were, right?
Yes.
And you can't even really necessarily blame your parents for it because they were lied to too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And on down the line, but yeah.
So in my case,
and it's your community. It's everybody, right? Like, because in my life anyway, it's my family, but it's also my neighbors. It's my community. It's my state. It's my country. They all believe this thing, right? And so I'm literally going, when we question this God, we are questioning everybody. And that's very hard to do, because then you think, wait, but what if I'm the one that's wrong?
Yeah, you do. And like you said, it is a case of like my dad's a minister. His parents believed, the thing that they taught him, and it's the people that are closest to you that kind of indoctrinate you into a theology that's, I consider now, very harmful. It's that you're on your own, you're not worth anything, And so it's a lot of deprogramming and a lot of trying to make peace with the people closest to you not understanding. And yeah, it's a rough process, but I think it's worth it. Like ultimately, like I have way more peace in my life right now than I ever did in that system.
I love people in the chat. Like, there's nothing, like, you cannot just have a nice conversation up here. You keep questioning and forget to enjoy life and lonely internet life. First of all, my internet life is not lonely. I have some of my best friends right here on the internet. I have the greatest community I could ever ask for right here on the internet. And we do things together. Like, we actually socialize. We're doing a little sleepover on my channel, on my Discord, and we're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons on my Discord. We actually have community here. I don't know why people are so sad in chat and can't handle that people are enjoying a conversation and just enjoying each other's company.
That's the
I
way
think
some
it
people
bothers.
are.
I was gonna say, I think it bothers a lot of believers, especially of the Abrahamic background, that you don't need the God in order to build a community of people around each other, to have fellowship of people who love and support each other from all different backgrounds. That you don't need a God to do it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree.
I actually find, 4Digit, I'm gonna drop you down, but thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
had a lovely conversation with you, and I hope you
Thank
come
you.
up again sometime. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
thank you.
I heard some driving noises. I don't want to have people up while they're driving. Yeah, I think I agree with you, Board. They've never seen it done before, so they don't know that it can happen. You know, they just don't realize it can even exist. If you are a believer of a God or a higher power or something like that, Thrail says, come on up. I'd like to know if you can question your beliefs. If we don't get more people talking about this, we'll switch the topic. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for the 23,000 likes. I like to get to 100,000 with in 3 hours. So I will be live for 2 more hours today. Thank you. I do have a gift goal of the little octopus. I am going to be adding some things to my throne. Throne is a way, and by the way, if you're creators, you should know about this. Throne is an app. It's a way for people to gift you, to send gifts to you if they want, without having any of your personal information. Okay. I was finding that people had too much of my personal information when they were sending me gifts through different apps and stuff like that. And I don't want everybody to know my personal information. So if you are a creator and you'd like to protect your identity a little bit, check out Throne. I don't earn anything for telling you this. I'm just telling you because I'm your Auntie Crystal and I'm trying to protect you. But I'm going to add 2 things to the throne. I'm going to add a drop gift and I'm going to add an extend the show gift. And that way, if you guys don't meet the gift goal, but you want to extend the show, you'll be able to just gift me and it will automatically have me extend the show for you for an hour. Yeah, it's called Throne. And it allows you to like move your Amazon wish list there. You can put it there. It allows you to do monetary gifts, all kinds of different gifts. And then, yes, Throne for a Queen, Jerub. Hey, Godwin. And people don't get your full name and your address. Like sometimes they can see that on other things. I had somebody blurt out my full name and the city I live in on Justin's chat one day. And I was like, what? Because they gifted me and they wanted to make sure that was me. And I was like, I actually ignored them and sent them a DM and said, yes, that is me. And then pretend like I didn't see what they said in chat. That way I didn't call any attention to it. But that freaked me out. That really freaked me out. Yeah, they didn't mean to either. They are very sweet people. So I know them, and I know that they had no ill will, but it did freak me out a minute there, that because I don't tell people where I live. You guys know I live in Southern California, but that's a big place. That's a big place.
It is a big place because I live in Northern California.
I love Northern California. I used to live in Tahoe.
Oh, that's so
I
beautiful.
would live there again if I could.
It's still snow. Well, I don't know if it's snowy right now.
Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I've never been to California, but if I was gonna go to somewhere on vacation, I'd want to go somewhere cold. I want to go to like Colorado or Vermont or something. I wouldn't want to go to California.
Oh, go to Tahoe.
You could go, yeah, go to Tahoe. You could go to California and be cold. Actually, where I live, and without doxing myself, I live very close to the mountains and the beach. And so if I want to go to the beach today, I could go to the beach. But if I want to go to the mountains, and there is snow in the mountains right now, I could be there within an hour. I like where I live.
If you planned your day right, you could snowboard in the morning and surf in the afternoon.
That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
California has all the different terrains. It's so interesting. I live in Missouri.
Yeah, we have desert too.
Yeah.
I lived in Kansas for 15 years, Robin.
I'm so sorry.
So I wasn't far from you. I know. I was sad. West
Were
Coast
you in the
is best
KC
coast.
area?
No, I was in the Wichita area.
Oh,
But we didn't go up
gross.
to KC.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I used to go to Wichita almost every summer for a little bit because that's where my grandparents lived, my mom's parents.
It's pronounced Wichita.
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 I'm from Missouri. Not to dox myself,
Hey,
but but I do live at the gateway to the west.
Oh, I have other friends that live in that area.
Hey, they, can I get your age for TikTok purposes? Oh, guess that was an accidental join. Well, if you have a God or you believe in a higher power, and you can question your beliefs, come on up. We're taking a little detour today and trying something that Thrail does every night. And if you do not ever check out the Backcolite, you're really missing something because they have amazing conversations in there. I will tell you, I actually really do like when Thrail occasionally, very rarely, crashes out on somebody. It's kind of my favorite thing when Thrail says fuck you to somebody because he doesn't do it like I do on a regular basis. Oh, I love San Diego, Board. I'm with you there. San Diego is really one of my favorite cities well, I haven't been in the world, so I can't but in the United States. I've been all over the United States. It's definitely one of my favorite cities. But you know where my secret is? Palm Springs. If you guys haven't been to Palm Springs, California, you're missing out. That has the best airport, by the way. Palm Springs is the best airport.
So bored with tell me you've been living in the city too long. Oh my gosh, I've lived all over. I've lived in the country, city, suburbs, but I was reading Board's comments thinking, what do you got against bears? Thinking that she was talking about the gay men. Oh my God, no. But if I won the lottery, I don't know if I'd want to live in San Diego because San Diego is expensive. I know people that live in that area.
Yeah, you won the lottery. But you won the lottery.
Yeah, I got
So
that frugal mind though. Also,
okay.
my dad growing up used to spend. I don't have any. You know what? Like, if he wanted to spend his earnings on lottery tickets, that's on him. He probably could have spent it on better things for his kids. But I wish that now as an adult, I don't gamble, and I live around some very luxurious, nice casinos. Never been to one. Don't have any desire to go there.
Oh, I am not. Okay, so I just had this talk with somebody the other day. I like to gamble, but when I gamble, I figure that it's just a night of entertainment. So I go, hey, tonight I'm going to spend $80. That's what I'm going to spend. So I don't expect to win anything. I expect to put $80 in a video poker machine, by the way. It's my favorite thing to play. And then if I win a little something, I win a little something. But if I lose the $80, I just spent $80 to go out that night and have some fun playing video poker. Like, what's the difference if I was to go, say, to a bowling alley and spend $80 playing a game that I'm not going to win anything on either? You know what I mean? So I look at it that way. Doug likes to play craps too.
Yeah,
And so I taught my husband how to play video poker. I'll teach you guys a trick. Video poker is fun, but you have to play the right machines because of the payouts. So there's video poker machines that have what's called triple bonus, okay? Or they'll have double bonus, but triple bonus is the one I like to play because you'll see why. If you hit 4 of a kinds, you get more payout than if you do on other machines, okay? But often, if you hit a 4 of a kind, like let's say 4 aces and a 2 or something like that, you could win as much as if you had a royal flush. But the thing is, the odds of you hitting a 4 of a kind are much easier than if you hit a royal flush. So I'm actually helping my odds by continually going for a 4 of a kind. And so I end up usually breaking even or winning a little money because I don't play to win the royal flush. I play to win 4 of a kinds. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand the math?
Yeah, that does make sense.
I do.
So anyway, that's my little tip. And if I can, I play nickel video poker because then $80, shit, I'll play all night and be drunk as fuck and still be on my little nickel machine, okay? But since they got rid of most of those, I have to play quarters now, which sucks because it's more per bet.
I do like playing board games. I love that. You know, fun fact, whenever I don't know if you recall this conversation we had, but I was talking about how I was like, dang, I'm gonna miss Thicker being here. And then I ended up showing up. That's actually because while I was over at my friend and neighbor's house, he began to projectile vomit blood and he had a medical emergency. So he had to leave.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, I know. We found out that I forget what it's called, but he was in diabetic shock. That's how we found out he's type 1 diabetic.
Oh, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well,
Ketoacidosis?
yes, thank you. I forgot what it was
Okay.
called. It's a really long thing. I'm really familiar with type 2
Yeah.
diabetics because that's what runs in my family. But anyway, I was like, it really sucks that, board games canceled. I was more worried for my friend, of course. But we had a little group there and we were having a great time until that happened. Well, funny enough, it made my day to be able to come and hang out with Thinker and the panel and play Divine or Decline. That was so awesome.
Oh, good. I'm really glad that you got to join us for that. That was really fun. That was such a fun show. I had so much fun with Thinker. We were laughing so hard the whole show. It was just a really good morning.
I'm scared of Thinker playing Divine or Decline. She's powerful, damn.
She is. But I can't wait to play with her against some Christians. I haven't set that up with her yet, but I'll get with her and I'll be on her show one night and we'll try to get Christians to come up and play Divine or Decline. So you guys are going to have to pay attention in my Discord. I'll let you know when I'm going to do that with her. If you are a believer of a God or a higher power or something like that, come on up. We want to know today, can you question your beliefs? I hear people say all the time that not only can they question their beliefs, but that they do it all the time. But then I feel so much resistance once I start asking them questions. As you even saw, Sync was super nice, but you could feel the resistance, right?
Yes. Yeah, because
Yeah, for sure.
It registers as like a personal attack in the limbic system, right? It causes like this really, really true fight or flight response because when they're really indoctrinated, you can't question that because it just causes a lot of distress.
That's
Yeah.
something I talk about a lot, Katie. They have a hard time separating themselves from their God, especially if they have the belief that their God is inside of them, like the Holy Spirit, like dwells within their body, all that. If they believe that they genuinely have a relationship with the supreme creator of the universe, then yeah, whenever you challenge their beliefs, it's going to feel like a personal attack to them because they can't differentiate the two. They feel like they're one, but they're not.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Also, Crystal, if you're ever something that I like to do is there's all kinds of board games that are meant for adults to play. Me and my friends, we play them all the time. If you ever want to have a brownie or a little smoke or a glass of wine or something like that, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
I would love to do that. And I think there's a way we can do it on Discord too with like Jackbox games or something like that. And then only when like if I buy it for the Discord or something, I think that all of us can play it. So I might have to do something like that. I know that I'll have to talk to Steve, the mod on Deconstruction Junction, because he does it for us on Saturdays on the Deconstruction Junction Discord. By the way, you guys, if you've never joined the voice channel on Saturdays in the Deconstruction Junction Discord, you should. They have a really good time. They're there for about 8 hours. You don't have to stay the whole time, but you can pop in, play some games, hang out with other people who have deconstructed, and just a lot of people from the community drop by there on Saturdays. So check that out. The link to the Discord, the link to everything is in my bio. And speaking of that, I keep forgetting to get rid of this little bar down here. But let me tell you something. Everybody, we've talked for a while now. If you enjoy my podcast, if you like my music, if you like tuning in and coming up and joining my panels, and you want to support the show and help me be able to expand the show where I can take calls from people over on YouTube, there's a place on my throne where you can help crowdfund to help me get the computer I need. Every dollar helps. Like, I mean it. If you only have $1 and you send that, that helps so much. Darren, I was talking about you. Come on up for a minute if you have a minute. I'm sending people to you, Jaren.
Yeah, we all send people
come
to
up,
you,
but
Karen.
we do. You should send them over to me when you're live, Jaren, and you get done with them. You should say, by the way, my friend Crystal's live. Go over and pick on her for a while.
Doubtful you'll get this reference, Crystal, but Jiren is the name of one of the major antagonists from Dragon Ball Z, and so now I can't help but immediately think of that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
He looks like he looks like one of those gray aliens that are usually short if that alien was super tall and a bodybuilder.
I'm gonna go look him up. I'm gonna go look him up right now. I forgot I have the ability right now.
And also, whenever you were talking about the voice on Discord, in my mind, I thought, this is the voice. You know what I'm talking about from the show? That's what popped into my head.
Yes. Oh, it's Jaren with the I.
Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna be able to. Are they spelled differently? Because I've been hearing Jiren, probably because I've got
Yeah.
DBZ on the mind.
Yeah, Jaren is spelled Jaaron. Hey,
Oh,
Fancy,
okay.
how are you today?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 32. I'll be 33 in March.
Oh. All right, awesome. Do you have a belief in a God or a higher power or anything like that?
Well, that is kind of why I'm here. I'm going. I've been on a deconstruction journey for probably about 5-ish years. The past 2 years, I've really been dedicating to deconstructing. Specifically, I was raised Southern Baptist. But so I started reading The God Delusion, right? That's kind of my little homework. Been very helpful in that. I think what I'm really struggling with, I have this, I strongly believe in the idea of like there are things that are meant to be. You know what I mean? I feel like me and my husband were meant to be. I believe we're like a twin flame, that whole stuff. And I think that's kind of where I struggle with letting go of a faith in something, because things like that in my life, I think they're just so magical. You know what I mean? They are magical and beautiful.
Have you asked yourself why you feel the need to have something meant to be instead of something that just is?
I think maybe a little bit. I've touched on that, like in therapy, not in the way you phrased it. I don't fully know, if I'm being honest. That's a really good question. My husband's the same way. Like we're very similar in this. We don't believe in like organized religion and everything that comes along with it, but we can't let go of this feeling that something is like meant to be. I don't know, like a destiny type of thing. And I struggle with that. So and I guess more of like the spiritual side of it. Something that I like in the God delusion is he talks about how when scientists talk about God, they're not talking about like God, the Christian version of the deity or whatever. They're talking about nature. They mean it in a terms almost like not a not really a religious term. Some of them do, yeah.
Some of them do.
I think there's more that they're meaning it in like.
Have you ever?
Sorry, go ahead.
Heard of an atheist with an I? IGTHEIST?
I do not think I've heard that one.
I'm an atheist, okay? And here's what that means. I don't believe that we can define what a God is, let alone who God is. So therefore, I don't find any reason to believe in that. Because what God, you just explained to me that some people think God is nature. Other people believe that God is literally everything. Did you know that? That there are people who think dog shit on the bottom of your shoe is God. It's
Pantheism.
true. They do. Yeah. And then there are people who believe that a God must have all the omni properties, which I find to be illogical. Once you put all the omni properties in, I don't think that makes logical sense, because some of them will contradict each other. But so you have to ask yourself, like, what is spiritual? Because what's spiritual to you is not spiritual to somebody else. Why do you think there is something outside of us that is connecting you to anything?
I think for myself, and I think for a lot of humanity, I think maybe it's almost like an ego thing. Like we have to believe we're connected to something so much higher. And I'm guilty of that. Clearly, I've kind of, I think, seen that in. I live in the Bible Belt. I work. It's kind of crazy that I have these. I work at a health clinic that is dedicated to Christianity. We have Bible service every Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
We're dedicated. It's a requirement to go to service every Wednesday at this place, no matter your faith. So we cannot miss the Wednesday Bible service.
How gross.
It's honestly disgusting.
I just don't understand why Christians have to push themselves so much. If you really believed in free will, why couldn't your employer say, if you want to come, this is available to you?
Exactly.
Because if the Holy Spirit leads you to be here, he will lead you to be here. But they don't really believe in the Holy Spirit. See, that's the proof right there. They believe this God has no power, so they have to force him on people. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I digress. Go ahead.
No, please rant about it, because where I live, listen, where I live, everyone loves like that this place is a Christian, and it's so like they give patients little Bibles. We have a preacher on payroll to come do spiritual counseling to people. We have prayer quotes, we have Bible. I mean, it's insane. It's in our motto is like Jesus is the healer, and that's why we do what we do. Okay. And I also want to point out, I've been in the medical field for 10 years, and this is probably the most unethical, insane, poorly managed, selfish place I have ever worked. And I have worked for some of the
Of course.
biggest places in my state. Okay. It is disgusting, the behavior that this place has, but you sure bet your money that they say it's all for God, and that is the reason we're doing all this. I want you to rant about it. Honestly, I need more people to like be upset about how crazy this place is.
I'm gonna let Robin say something. She wanted to say something before I rant some more. But Robin, what did you want to say?
So, firstly, Fancy, I want to say your PFP is fucking adorable. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
It's so precious. Secondly, I want to say it is gross and disturbing that they are forcibly trying to indoctrinate people into their religion, and they should not get any state funding if they're going to be doing that shit. That is weird and inappropriate. And them making you sit through almost like a church service as Bible study as situation, that's very unethical, and I'm surprised that they're able to get away with that. Eventually, hopefully, somebody with some money will sue their ass and they'll stop doing that. But the main thing I meant to chime in about is I'm a believer in evolution. I think that all animals have some sort of superpower to some extent. They need something that is going to allow them to be able to exist. They have to have something that they specialize in order for them to continue to exist. Otherwise, they'll eventually go extinct. They'll get wiped out. With human beings, that is pattern recognition. And we're able to see patterns so well to the point that sometimes we recognize patterns in things where there are no patterns. And if you come from a superstitious background where you are taught to believe in a God and you're indoctrinated into that, it can be a very long time for you to shake that belief. And if you're seeking patterns everywhere, I don't think it's necessarily ego driven for us to think that, there's something greater than us that's beyond our understanding. I feel like it's a very human thing. What you're talking about is just something that's human-like.
That's a really, really, I think, beautiful way to put it. It's human. It's human to feel. I almost wonder if it could be kind of put with like the emotion of hope, maybe like a different word for hope. You know what I mean? Like this very human, beautiful feeling of like, yeah, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's kind of that's a feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you, it was very hard for me when I was deconstructing to come to terms with the fact that I didn't have this God who gave me purpose. It was very confusing to me because that's what I had my whole life, was a belief that a divine higher being gave me a purpose that I might not even know what it is. It was like some kind of magical, holy, anointed purpose on this world. And he was going to use me for I don't know what the fuck I thought. Okay. Whatever that magical feeling I felt. And when I realized, oh, holy shit, there's no God, which means I don't have that purpose I thought I had before. What does that mean for me? And then I continued to live my life. And the very first time, well, not the very first time, for several times after I realized I didn't really believe anymore, I was deconstructing, but I didn't know that was the term for it. My Christian friends sometimes would come to me and say, hey, can you pray for me about this? And I would say, oh, yeah, well, my faith isn't very strong right now. So no, you should probably ask somebody else or whatever, because I knew I wasn't going to pray for them. And I'm not a liar. So I didn't want to say, no, I'm not going to pray for you. So I just would say like, oh, my faith isn't strong right now or whatever. But then I started thinking, what am I supposed to do when my friends come to me and they have a problem? I can't even pray for them now. How am I supposed to help them? Oh my God, I have no magical powers anymore. I used to have these incantations that I called prayers, and then that incantation somehow magically did something in their lives and their lives changed. But now that I realize none of that was actually true, And that explains why half of them didn't get their prayers answered. More than half probably. What is it that I'm supposed to do? And then it dawned on me, like, I need to get off my ass and actually help my friends. So when my friends come to me now and they say, hey, I'm having this problem, sometimes they might say to me, like, I need money, and I don't have money, so I can't like give them money. But maybe I know somebody who has money that I can ask them, or maybe I could do a fundraiser for them, or maybe I can help them think of a way that they can get the money, or maybe I can find low cost, whatever they need, because I used to be a reseller. So I'm really, really, really good at finding deals for people, but it doesn't matter. I just need to do something. Instead of the prayers that were empty, the magic that did nothing, I now am responsible to do something. And guess what that did for me? It gave me purpose. Because my purpose is the other people in my life. My purpose is given to me every day by the relationships I have with the people in my life, my children, my husband, my friends, this community. They give me purpose every day, and it could be different every day.
And it's made me lose more of my faith in anything. And it's because of these little prayer meetings. And we have, coworkers. There was one just the other day. She was like, yeah, my grandson got diagnosed with cancer. And we all just prayed. And I thought, this is a room full of medical doctors. Can someone, I'm not asking you guys to pull out a cure for cancer, but can we do more? Can we do more than just,
Right?
I'm going to pray for you? Like, my heart immediately went to, oh, maybe I should make her something, like a meal. I crochet, I can make anything. But y'all go to praying and that's it. And it's made me just lose so much faith in that. But it also has given me kind of this stronger need for, like, I don't even know, maybe like justice, or maybe just this stronger desire to do right for my family, because they are my purpose. You're right. That's kind of what I'm cheering up. That's how I feel for my I have 2 kids and my husband. That's my purpose. And I look at everything in the world, and I look at how the people that I work with who are, so Christian and holy, and they could give a crap less about everything going on in the world, and it makes me sick. They can't even bother to pray over a lot of these things, because of course they won't. We can guess who maybe they voted for. And also this is another thing. They had a cardboard cutout of him, and it stood in my break room. And it was for us to
They
take
had an
selfies
idol of
with.
Trump. They had an
Yes.
idol of Trump. Oh my God, that's fucking weird.
And we
Weird.
have
Oh, sorry,
Republican representatives from my state are coming to my clinic next week, so they can get more funding.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
We need to find you a new job. You guys, everybody send her places that are hiring. Let's get her the fuck out of there, okay? Oh, God.
But the job market where I'm at, it is just, because I live in such a small little town, and we're moving in May. I'm so thankful we're moving. We're moving up north. Thank goodness.
That's good.
But it's so hard right now. I've applied to so many other jobs, and
it is. It's hard out there right now. I'm half teasing you, but I'm only half
please find me. Please find me another job. I'm going crazy.
I'm only half teasing.
I got handed a tiny little Jesus for Christmas. That was their gift to all of us. These tiny little Jesus. I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. A tiny Jesus and a bracelet that says he's always with you. Put Christ back at Christmas. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. It's crazy. This is a medical clinic.
They couldn't get you some fucking chocolate. Damn.
I know. My coworker, who is like does not make a lot of money. I'm gonna keep it real. She does not make that much money. She got everyone gifts that were better than a little Jesus. I just can't. It's ridiculous. Like, I think I can fully say I'm deconstructed from Christianity. It's just kind of the concept of like a God that I still struggle with. But this conversation has actually helped a lot, put a lot into perspective.
Well, I want to tell you one more thing
Sure.
about your relationship with your husband. It doesn't have to be star-crossed for it to be really fucking real. I've been with my husband for 30 years. And let me tell you something. It has not always been easy because now that we're older, we now know that we both had mental health issues that were undiagnosed when we were younger. And if we had had them diagnosed when we were younger, we probably would have treated each other a little differently. And so there were fights and things that we got in when we were younger. We're much different now. But I would never have wanted to go on this trip, on this planet, with any other human being. Do I think that some God made him just for me? No, I really don't. I don't think that. I think that he's a real amazing person and he loved me and I loved him. And we work really hard at our relationship. We work really hard in our lives to build something together and to dream together and to make each other happy. It's something we work on every day. No God did it for us. We do it. And and it doesn't make it any less special. Actually, it makes it more special because I have this man who has loved me when I took him kicking and screaming into Christianity. And then he still loved me when I said, oh, hey, I'm not a Christian anymore. So that's a little more special than a God who made him just for me. He loved me through all of it. And he did that.
Yeah, that you're right. That's how I feel with my husband. I'm like, we've been the lowest of the lows you can be. We've been the highest of the highs, but it's us, in together. And I think that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. I really appreciate this conversation. It's been actually really nice.
Hey, do you ever talk to Joel and Mezzo? Have you ever gone on one of their shows?
I haven't gone on their shows. I've watched them a lot though, but I haven't because I feel bad I've thought about it to talk about where I work, obviously. But I've been like, I don't want to go up there and be one of these people who's like, well, actually, I'm not a Christian, but you know what I mean? I feel bad.
No, you should go up on one of Joel or Mezzo's lives and you should just say this. Just go, look, I am deconstructing and I just want to talk to you. And then, as you get, they'll talk to you for a while. It'll be very nice. It'll be very helpful. Mm-hmm. And then let them know. But just so you know, I'm giving Crystal this tally. Okay?
I'll do that.
Goes to Crystal. Okay. I'm just kidding. It's been very lovely talking to you. I'm really glad you came up today. I really appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. It's great work.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Fancy. I know you hear me now. Fancy, have you joined our Discord? Deconstruction Junction?
No, and I would like to, but I'll be honest, I'm on a Discord cleanse for a couple months because I was in too many. Okay. But I would still like the link very much because my husband will join it and tell me.
The link is in my bio, and then there's a link to my Discord as well. My Discord is very small, but we do some fun things in there. We're doing a sleepover where we're all going to watch Twilight because I hate vampire movies, and they're making me watch it. And we're going to play Dungeons and Dragons one night. But the Deconstruction Junction Discord is a huge Discord, and that's in my bio too. There's about over 6,000 members in there now. They do Saturday events. We just did a singles mingle event for people. We do fundraisers in there. Recovering from Religion has a channel in there. So if people need help while they're deconstructing, you can get it. Just simply go to the and stuff. So yeah, make sure you check it out. There's like minds, resources, other creators to check out. It's your people. That's what Tahir wrote. She did a good job.
You. I will check all those links out. I appreciate all of you.
Okay. Thank you so much. You have a great day, Fancy.
Thanks, Fancy.
Have a good one. Bye.
And I've got to go for a lunch meeting, so
Okay, Katie, thanks for being here. You guys, make sure you're
course.
following
Bye,
Katie.
Katie. Bye.
Mother. Mm,
Wait, so if I'm Mother and you're
love
Aunt
you.
Crystal, are we sisters?
I know. I think we are. I think we're sisters.
From other misters.
Huh.
I love that.
See you later, sis.
Bye, sis. See you later. Godwin, welcome to the show. We haven't said hi yet, but how are you
Hey,
today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. I got to pop in your show, but I was out. What was I doing? Oh, I was eating that In-N-Out burger when when you were live, and I was like, oh, I can't come up. I was eating, but it was
That's
delicious.
far more important. Yeah, I'm sure.
I've been on a
A
vegetarian
lot of
diet,
times,
so why do you tempt me?
oh, I'm so sorry. You know,
I've never actually had In-N-Out, to be honest with you.
oh,
Shocker.
well, I do like In-N-Out burger. We go out on Saturdays like to estate sales and stuff too, because as I said, I used to be a reseller. As a matter of fact, one of my old clients was doing an estate sale. And she was so happy when she saw me because here's what I used to do. I used to buy all the jewelry and all the clothes, all of them, all accessories, shoes, every freaking thing you can imagine at the end of an estate sale. And it was a lot of work. I eventually grew to the point where I could open a warehouse. And then I got into business with family, which I didn't want to do. I tried to tell Doug, I don't want to do this, but he saw potential and he wanted to help his family and stuff. So he talked me into letting them be a part of it. And they all bailed on me, and I ended up losing my warehouse and everything, and it really sucked, and I sunk into depression. But after realizing I didn't want to go back to reselling full time, and I hadn't really done it in a while, but I still like to do it. And now I'm going to be doing it because it's going to help me finance my computer. But I have to show you guys something. Did you guys see the other day when I showed the Marys that I got at the estate sale? Let me show you the Marys I got because
They were nice. I like them. I haven't
They're
seen them with the
so
rainbow lights
cute.
though yet. I'm excited for Rain's
I haven't
Mary.
got those yet. I need that. Okay, so look at my Marys. I love my Marys.
Goodness. It's almost a lava lamp.
And I'm right, like she glows. I'm gonna put like a color LED light in her so I could change what color she is. Just
Oh, the
because
ones
she'd
that
be
swirl,
able to
you know, the
change
ones
color.
that constantly change, you know?
Yeah, you could wad up some Christmas lights in there if you wanted to.
You want to fight, Robin? You want to fight? Here we go. I've chosen violence.
I'm scared. What's gonna
Come
happen?
up and fight with us now.
I don't
know,
want to
Anika,
fight.
isn't that a pretty little? And then look at her little flowers and stuff. She's so cute. I can't pull the lamp over here because she's plugged in. But yeah, so I buy books and stuff. So anyway, one of the things I picked up, I think they're in the dryer right now, was baby blankets with the satin edges. They actually sell for a lot of money. Okay, do you guys want a Philbro who's going to Gish Gallop?
Please don't tell
Are
me
you
you're
ready?
gonna bring a final.
Yeah,
Final
he's coming up.
requesting. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
he's
fine.
requesting.
I already did this with him yesterday, but we could do it with him again.
Well, he must have ran because I accepted and he didn't. I accepted, but he didn't come up. So sorry, you only get one chance. That's it. You only get one.
Well, you laid his whole game out, so he had nothing left.
Yeah, and I already
Exactly.
knew what to expect because I ran into him for the first time yesterday and was let's just say I wasn't surprised by his antics. Also, not that he's here to hear it anymore, but like the Duke Nukem SPFP is very telling the kind of person that he is.
I
That's
know. This
hilarious.
guy loves himself so much. I've watched it like on Joel and Mezzo's lives before, and they crack me up the way they handle him. They're so not serious, the entire time they talk to him.
Which character is this? Who's the Phil Brown?
His name's Final
Boss. And his
That's presumptuous.
He also goes by the name Deathless. I usually wouldn't say that word because I don't want it to affect the algorithm, but yeah.
Don't worry.
So, Crystal, do you collect
So what are you guys talking about?
Do you
know what? I'm just going to say really fast.
Okay.
I was just going to say really
Robin,
fast. He is no one's final boss. He is no one's final boss. I made short work of that man, and he is probably the boss of the tutorial in a video game, okay?
Okay. Godwin, I normally don't like collect paraphernalia, right? But what happened? Okay, so I do like to collect now different Bibles. I don't know why. Like, I really do find the different Bible translations and stuff very fun, and like different holy books. So I now have like the Book of Mormon. I think I have the Quran too now, which I didn't. I also have the Book of Mormon in Dutch.
You got a Quran?
Yeah, I think I have a Quran in the other room. I think I found that at an estate sale one day.
That's fierce.
So I showed you guys this one last week, right? Remember this one with the pictures?
There's so much guitar in here.
Yeah, there's guitar and rail. There's like train tracks and stuff because they were trying to like appease to the hippies, right? But now I have it in blue too. But I noticed something in blue. They got rid of the black man. Huh? Weird.
The Mormon version.
They're both the Illustrated Catholic School Edition and Illustrated Catholic Edition. I guess when you're in school that you get to learn that black people exist, but when you're not in school, you don't get to learn that.
Crystal, who was that guy in the 60s who sang that song, I've Got a Friend in Jesus? The old hippie song.
Are you talking about that lame song that goes, Jesus is a friend of mine? You're not talking about that shit, are you?
No, it's like it's a rock song, but it's I got a friend named Jesus. It's what's funny is the guy's Jewish. The guy who wrote it, he was nearby where I grew up.
Oh my gosh,
that's near I grew up.
Hilarious.
Yeah, his last name. Oh, I forget what his name is. But that's what that reminds me of, Crystal, when you show that book.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Spirit in the Sky. That's the name of the song.
Oh yeah, Spirit in the Sky.
It's actually a pretty cool tune. Unfortunately, it's got religious connotations.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game.
It was performed by Norman Greenbaum.
I was just going to say, I catch myself going, Sky Daddy, ripping off the String Daddy video game. Sky Daddy. It's a good vocal stem.
So, Crystal,
it's
you have the
Norman Greenbaum. Yeah, Norman Greenbaum.
Near Boston. He's, I guess he was one of the first Jew for Jesus.
Greenbaum was Jewish and wrote it after hearing country gospel music and thinking he could write one too. It became a massive hit and has been used in a ton of movies and commercials.
There we go. Little rock and roll fun fact. Crystal, you have paraphernalia. So there are people I work with who are from Spain, and they have a tradition where there's this cake, and in the cake is hidden a baby Jesus, like a little plastic baby Jesus. And I was able to score one. So like I don't know if I'm starting a collection, but there was a guy on Atheist Experience who had a collection. So it's kind of funny. It's this
what kind of like Jesus a really cool piece of.
Like I'm just asking because it's like, is there a reason why they're putting a Jesus a figurine inside of the cake? Is there like a
Yeah,
tradition behind it?
Yeah,
I
it has
guess?
to
yeah,
do
and
with
someone
Mardi
gets the
Gras.
piece,
It has
and
to
someone
do with
Oh,
Mardi
and the
Gras.
person who gets the piece with baby JC in it has to host like tea for everybody the following week. It's like a tradition.
why would you get the short end of the stick for getting the Jesus figure? That sucks. That's dumb.
Sacrifice, Robin, sacrifice.
He was supposed to get the
Okay, so
sacrifice, so I could be a sinner.
That's a good point.
Here's the thing on it, okay? The cake connects to Epiphany, which is January 6th, the Christian celebration of the Magi visiting baby Jesus, okay? Originally, a bean, coin, or nut was hidden in the cake. Whoever found it was king for the day. Over time, especially in New Orleans, the object became a baby representing Jesus. So if your slice has the baby, you're supposed to host the next party or buy the next king cake, or you're considered lucky because you know what? Why not include superstition in with your stupid made up Christianity? Why not include that? Okay. So now you're just lucky too. The tradition
Crystal,
actually
Google it.
traces back to France and your Spain.
Google a picture of it. You're gonna crack up.
Oh no, I saw it. It's funny. There's a little baby Jesus. Can you guys see it? Oh, you won't be able to because
Closer.
of the chat. I can't because the green screen gets rid of it. But just look up Mardi Gras king cake or baby Jesus and cake. You'll see lots of pictures of it. You know what my favorite part about Lent is? I live in California. And do you know what that means? I have a very, very high populace of Catholic people in California. And so that means I get fish tacos during Lent that fucking kick ass. Okay. Like anywhere you go, you're going to have the best fish tacos, and they like really push them. So there's all kinds of specials during Lent and stuff. And I fucking love it. It's my favorite.
I want the shrimp tacos in particular. That sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys
So
are making me
good.
hungry.
If you accidentally swallow, you can skip communion for the rest of your life, devils, because you got Jesus inside you now, right? You're like full on Jesus inside you.
I was gonna say, like, what if you took a big bite of that cake and you didn't know the figure was in it, and then your teeth got fucked? Like, has that happened? I bet it has.
I don't know. I mean,
What
most
if you
people know because you're
choked?
buying. What if you choked? I wonder how many
And
people
then
have choked on
when they
baby
saved
Jesus.
you, they attributed it to
How many people have choked on baby Jesus? I'm going to Google it. How many people have choked on baby Jesus? There's no reliable documented count. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened now, does it?
It's a cover up. They don't want us to
lie
know.
me. It is.
It's a cover up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they bring them to
Cakes
Lord's
are typically sold with warnings. What was your joke about Lords? Because I loved it. Keep going.
I was just saying they drag them to Lord's while they're turning purple and blue to try to save them from the choking Jesus. I just wonder what they would attribute it to once the person gets rescued from the baby Jesus. Like, it was all in God's plan.
It was. It was. Are you kidding
It would
me?
have
Like,
to be.
hello.
Right?
It has to be.
There's a reason, though. They're trying to tell you something,
Yeah.
Not sure what. You got any more paraphernalia over there?
There are some places who still put them in the cakes, because I've had them in New Orleans recently. So you can still get the babies in the cakes. Sometimes, some places you have to put them in yourself, but some places put them in for you. I think it just depends
what I'm
on
thinking
the
about?
bakery.
We've come a long way as a society with our hygiene habits. If you think about it, having baby Jesus in swaddling clothes, like, he would have been dirty and nasty and gross. and you're putting him
He
in
was
your
also in a
cage.
manger.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
saying.
was
Like,
also in a
born in
manger.
with animals, like in that same vicinity where they're peeing and pooping, and
Just
yeah,
not
poor
sanitary.
Mary,
Yeah.
very unsanitary. And it's, I mean, like, it didn't say in the book that they cleaned up baby Jesus after he was born.
Nope,
Yeah, but we do eat of his
not at
flesh and
all.
drink of his blood. So, I mean, it would make sense if you accidentally swallow Jesus. It would probably be a blessing.
You know what?
We
Not many
are
people can say
a
they
blood
swallowed
cult.
Jesus. Oh well, I guess people do swallow Jesus all the time if they're consuming his flesh and blood.
If
So
they're
I guess that's true.
Catholic, they
But
swallow Jesus. Do you guys want to hear the funniest story? One time,
That would
Thinker
make a
was
good
on
billboard.
Mezzo. One time, Thinker was on like Mezzo and Joel's live or something, and they were talking. It might have been Joel. I don't know. One of them, and the three of them are talking to somebody, and he's a Catholic, and he's talking about going up for First Holy Communion or something. And she goes, I fucking love Thinker so much. She goes, what part of his body are you eating when you eat that? Like, are you chewing on his dick? Are you up there going, yeah, 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 like on his balls or something? Are you chewing on his dick? Is it his ball? And I was laughing so hard. Okay. So immediately I go and I DM'd her and I was like, I just want you to know that no matter what happens now, every time this man goes to receive the Eucharist, he's gonna fucking remember that you said he was chewing on Jesus's dick and balls. You had like ruined this for him for the rest of his life. And she was laughing. She went and told Mezzo and Joe. She's like, oh my God, Crystal just pointed out this guy's gonna think about that every time.
That's
Can
great.
you imagine? In the name of
you
our
guys have
Father.
no idea the
Shit, I gotta
ammunition
eat
I now
Jesus'
have.
dick.
Now that's gonna go into my
Right?
arsenal. I'm gonna be like, what? How dare you tell me that? I've eaten Jesus' ass before. How dare you?
Right? You have no idea how many times I've eaten Jesus's left ball. Okay, you don't know.
It might deconvert him.
But
I've
yeah,
had Jesus'
they're
blood.
out
That
there.
dude was wasted all the time. Let me tell you.
Wait, they couldn't have eaten the foreskin, Kyle, because that got cut off when he was 8 days old, remember? So Jesus didn't have a foreskin. We're eating his
Fun
raw
fact: they have
little...
like foreskin relics attributed to Jesus. Like a real thing.
Exactly. No, I heard this from the guy who does the Atheist morning show, Chris Mallard. He was laughing. He was trying to tell the report about it, but he was laughing too hard while he was telling it, so it took a while. But yeah, about that, the lost prepuce of Jesus. And I brought this up one time on a live, and there just happened to be like a very staunch Catholic up there. And they explained to me how it's in a museum somewhere. Like they believe they actually have it, next to the Ark, in that big warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark. But he said they actually believe they have the lost prepuce of Jesus. The Catholic Church says they have it. I think that's just so hilarious. Like, don't you think that it should be on display?
You would think. I'm going to try to fix the YouTube stuff. It'll take me a minute. If you are a believer of the God of the Bible and you want to come up and talk, the guest box is open. God is evil. That's what I think. What do you think? Okay, come up and talk to us. If we don't get somebody coming up talk, I'll change the topic again. Hey, Alex, good to see you. I'm going to restart my computer, restart my YouTube and everything. But if you appreciate what I do, if you want to help me be able to expand the show and be able to provide an actual good content over on YouTube, you can help me out. You can help me by crowdfunding with me over on my throne, which is in my link tree, and donate $1 or $2 to the computer that I need in order to be able to take calls from YouTube and not have this happen all the time. I'm doing everything I can, you guys. It is a very old computer. It only has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and no matter what I do, I can't seem to get it so that the audio stays solid the entire show. I thought I had it fixed. The last couple of days were great. Today, I did everything I did before, and clearing the cache, restarting everything, starting from scratch, and it still does it. And I think I'm going to have these problems till I get the computer upgraded. So that being said, I don't think that switching to Linux is going to make my computer faster. I don't think that's going to happen. I still need more than 8 gigabytes of RAM, no matter what I do, no matter what operating system I have. But I'm going to try to fix that right now over on the YouTube. I am over on the Deconstruction Junction YouTube, though. So if you do want to find me on YouTube, you can find me there. And just give me 1 second so I can fix this.
The only Linux I listen to is Annie Linux of the Eurythmics.
Oh,
Nice.
very nice.
Here
So I'm gonna
comes the
restart
glitch
it.
again.
I don't know.
Crystal,
Maybe
I'll
I just
donate.
need to use a different browser.
I'll donate.
Well, thank you, Godwin.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
it.
forget the method. What's the method that you prefer?
You just go to my link tree, and there. I forget what's on my link tree. There's one way you could tip me, or you could just go to the throne, and you'll see a computer in there where you can donate to the computer. Do you
Cool.
use Firefox and it helps? Okay, maybe I'll just forget YouTube today, and tomorrow I'll try Firefox, because I think I have to download Firefox. I'm up over on the Deconstruction Junction, and I will upload this full video when I'm, a little bit later today. So I don't know. I get frustrated with I have ADHD. I mean, we think I do. I got tested for it. We find out in a few weeks, but I failed the test miserably. So I'm pretty sure I have it. Anyway, when things like this happen, it drives me absolutely crazy. I'm live. I don't want to deal with technical fucking issues when I'm live. It drives me crazy. And then even when I'm having conversations, the whole time my mind starts thinking about the issue that I'm having instead of being engaged in the conversation. And that's what ADHD does to you. It fucking screws you up. So you can just have a normal conversation and stop thinking about things over here.
I was actually on a live last night, and they were having technical issues, and the Christians in the comments were going, "That's what you get for talking about God. The Holy Spirit's attacking." we were having a good old time just laughing at it. But our fellow brothers and sisters in Darwin, please donate. Please donate to Crystal. The Holy Spirit is interfering with our ministry here. Hallelujah.
Thank you. And I want to be able to take calls from YouTube. I really want to expand my YouTube audience. I want to bring them into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, ZKB, welcome in. Thank you for the roses. That's lovely of you. Thank you all for all the gifts, all the shares, all the likes. You guys are amazing. What do I've got in store for you? Tomorrow I will we'll have Bible study tomorrow. First of all, non-believers Bible study at 10 a.m. Hopefully, Rabbi Bert can join us. Hey, Open Book, good to see you. Rational, Smarty Pants, welcome in, everybody. And I will probably have an Auntie sermon for you tomorrow, but it might not be till Friday. I don't know. I have a lot of things I'm working on. I have to edit my podcast because that goes out tonight at midnight. Yes, I have a podcast. It's called Auntie Sermons, the podcast, AUNTIE. And it is about every woman in the Bible, every girl or girls, woman or women, named or unnamed, listed chronologically in the Bible. And we are decentering men, and we're asking the women to step forward and take the spotlight. So the sermons are very women-centered. And you can check that out everywhere you listen to podcasts, except on Apple, because they still have not fixed that issue. But everywhere else, like Audible, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever else place that you get your podcast, go check it out. Auntie Sermons. And none of you really have listened to episode 2, and there is a test on it. So go listen, okay? But I perform them live here about twice a week, and I'll be putting out a couple more episodes this week. You're going to get a bonus episode next week, so make sure you check that out. Also, you can listen to my music everywhere you stream music. My music is by CrystalJae. That's my artist name. And you can listen to Ex Parte or A Seat at the Table. I'm working on my 3rd album right now, which is called Angry Atheist. So hope you enjoy that. I'm going to be live for about 50 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and change the background again because nobody seems to want to talk about an evil God today. That's really unusual because
The one day that I'm feeling cranky and I want to actually argue with the Christians and they're too scared to come up. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, that's the best time to.
I know.
I didn't sleep good, and I've been trying to drink coffee to remedy that. But now that I'm nice and grouchy and I'm ready to argue with Christians, they don't want to show up. Grr!
Yeah, I know. Just like them.
Yeah, I feel like they come up more for the miracle question than any of the prompts that you've been doing lately, Crystal.
What do you mean? What miracle question?
Christians don't believe in miracles.
Oh, yeah. They do come up for that one a lot. They're like, wait, what do you mean Christians don't believe in miracles? They don't really come up for, well, I will get men who will come up and say that women should be Christians. I rarely get a woman who actually wants to come up and talk about it. I think that women Christians are chicken shit. I really do. If you're a woman and you're a Christian and you're listening right now, you guys are such chicken shits. Like, you are so scared to talk without your husband or your daddy, and it's sad. It really is. Speak your own damn mind. Think about these things yourself. Why are you so scared to come up? It is men after men after men on these lives who come up and literally talk to us about things that we're asking women. But you women don't come up. That's why we have to talk to the men. You women will not come up. You're so scared. Are you afraid that daddy or your husband's going to be mad at you? Is that what it is? Because even when I was a Christian, Doug did not control what I said. Can you tell? He did not get to control what I said. Yeah, I think they need
Yeah,
permission.
I think that the Christian
CKB.
believers, the women Christian believers, they scare me a little bit when they have like really strong conviction because I know that if they have that I don't know what I would call it, like the animosity to actually argue with us and be like, no, women don't deserve rights. Like that shit scares me. I'm like, girl, you are lost in the
Oh, yeah.
sauce.
Robin, I'm a dude and it horrifies me. You know, my wife and I are on season 3 of The Handmaid's Tale, and we're
Mm.
watching that going. You know, I'm not, my wife. She's Catholic. I'm the atheist in the family, and she says, you know, so she doesn't know the things that I know, but I'm basically from the things I've been watching, I know that there are women out there who are willfully giving up all of their rights proudly. I know they really exist, not just in
yeah.
a fictional story. You know, it's horrifying because these people are out there and they're just willfully giving up everything, and you better think twice before it's too late.
It's so weird. I don't understand it. Like, you want to become a second class citizen, you want to have your autonomy taken away from you. That is what. Why can't you just do that for yourself? Why do you have to speak on behalf of all women that that's what you want? Why can't you just do it for you? Like, the insinuation that no, all women deserve to be slaves. Like, that shit is disturbing.
Absolutely. Love?
Well,
Does they want to speak on
you
this?
have to understand. We have to understand that these women are indoctrinated into this. So I talk about this a lot, especially when I talk about when I do the Auntie Sermons and so forth, and when we talk about my songs that I've written. Women are indoctrinated into this religion. We are taught to believe that even as little girls, we are causing men to sin by looking at us, okay? And we don't even know what that means when we're first told those things. We're told, like, keep your skirt down, make sure you're buttoned up. We don't know why the fuck somebody's telling us, because we don't understand sex and we don't understand any of that. At the age we're being told that. They're telling us that at a very young age. Then they're telling us that we're worthless, that we are worthless without a man, okay? You're absolutely worth nothing. You find your worth in a man. That's why so many women are sold marriage, and a family is the only thing you should be shooting for in life. We are told that through indoctrination, through society, through Disney, through everything that is fed to us. And so when women come up here as adults and say these things, they're repeating something that has been literally programmed into them since they were knee-high to a grasshopper, right? It's really hard to get through to them. And I tell people this all the time. I don't know why something got through to me and it's not working for your mom or dad. I really don't. If I knew what that was, I would tell all of you so you could go and get your mom and dad out of this shit. Okay, I really would. It's very harmful, but I don't know why. I don't know what was different about me that I could see that this was all bullshit. But women are told this at such a young age that's why they come up here and repeat this shit. I was so confused as a teenager because I was so into the Bible. I loved scripture so much. I had verses memorized. I just loved it so much. And I had one man come up to me and tell me, you know that you can't teach because you're a woman, okay? Love you, Boma. And then I had another man tell me, don't ever listen to people who tell you you can't teach. God has called you to teach. And I was like, which one do I believe? It was so confusing to me.
Yeah, because one of
Why?
them has to be right and one of them has to be wrong.
Yeah. And they're both men. I'm supposed to listen to the men, right?
I think because I'm a trans woman and I started my journey of womanhood while simultaneously deconstructing, I think my experience is different because I didn't, I wasn't presenting as female in the church. You know what I mean? I only have um, the male perspective of what that might have looked like, I guess. So, yeah, like only being on the outside of it, and I've always been somebody that's been pro women. So for me, hearing the believers, especially the women believers, tear down other women is just so mind-boggling to me. I find it so strange. But I'm sure that if you grew up in an environment where there were women tearing each other down constantly, it would seem more normalized.
Right. And they are, because everybody judges each other in the church. What do you guys, like, if you could, like, just think for a minute, just take one church, you don't have to think of the whole system, but think of the whole system too, if you want. What would happen if all the women left? Who's going to clean the toilets? Who's going to clean the church? Who's going to take care of the sick? Who's going to prepare the funerals? Who's going to bring the food? Who's going to organize? Who's going to make sure the bills get paid? Because let me fucking tell you something. The labor behind every church I've ever been to, yes, men did some things, but the majority of the labor was done by women. That's right. Chatting with Kathy, there would be no fucking church. We have to bring the women out of this church. It is imperative that we keep telling women how horrible it is for them to be a part of this church. We have to keep saying it. We have to keep showing them. We have to keep showing them that from the beginning, this God does not love them. This God is not there for their protection. The Bible, find me the book that was actually written to a woman and not to a man. Find me the commandment that is written to a woman. We weren't even invited to Mount Sinai for the major covenant between God and his people. We were told to stay the fuck away. Don't even touch those women. And they're going to tell you it was about purity. It was about being pure. Don't have sex before. Why weren't we allowed to go up to Mount Sinai? Stop it. What are you saying? I'm not dirty. If I made from the same, like, what the fuck are you talking about? This God made me just like he made you according to your stupid fucking belief. And yet I'm not allowed to the most important covenant between this God and his people. And you want me to worship him? We got to keep telling women. We got to. Because if the women leave, the church falls.
One of my favorite passages in the First Testament. I've been trying to go with the First Testament and not the Old Testament because there's nothing new about the New Testament. One of my favorite passages in the OT or the First Testament is the passage that describes how the women were essentially saying that, everything was great when we were worshiping the Queen of Heaven. We didn't have to
Jeremiah
worry
44.
Yes, thank you. We didn't have to worry about our financial issues. We were living in a time of peace. We didn't have any of these problems when we were worshiping the Queen of Heaven. It's only until we started worshiping Yahweh that everything began to fall apart.
Yep. And and if people just look through history, that's the same for people everywhere. I mean, Christianity came in and destroyed cultures, destroyed people, destroyed art, destroyed architecture, destroyed literature, all in the name of their God. Just literally burnt things down to the ground. And you're going to tell me those people are better off now than before Christianity came in? No, they weren't. You fucking destroyed things. They can never be brought back. They can never be replaced. Hey, Trust, you want to come up? You can. Hey, Ralph, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I went to my messages just now and I saw that you had invited me to be a guest, and so I was like, oh, I'll just impose myself upon Crystal.
It was earlier, but I don't care. I'm glad you're here. I forgot why earlier I had so earlier I had the Thrail topic up.
Oh, what was
Can you question
nice.
Can you question your beliefs?
Nice. It's a good one.
Yeah. And so we did have a gentleman up here, and we were going over Genesis 1 and 2 and the differences. And at first it was just like a lot of apologetics, and I was trying to explain to him, do you see what's happening here is that you're like not questioning your beliefs. Instead, what you're doing is instead of thinking about the questions I'm bringing forward to you, you're trying to find something that fixes the problem for you.
Are you familiar with
You
there's
know.
a educational, like a pedagogical tool called concept attainment, where you have
No.
two things. So I usually do it when I'm teaching letters. I use like that's the time that I use it the most. Like, okay, the letter N and the letter Z, what do they have in common? Or the letter Z and the letter S, what
Oh.
do they have in common? Okay, we'll make a list of all the things they have in common. Okay, well, what do they have that's different between them? And we'll make a list of all the things that are different. Okay, so how do we tell the difference between Z and S or Z and N? Now we're attaining that concept, and we're studying these two things so closely while we're making a list of all the things that they have in common and all the things that they have in separation. I think that this would be a really helpful tool in helping people look at Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, saying, okay, here's all the things they have
That's
in
a
common.
really good idea.
There are these elements of things being created. There are these sort of animals and plants and that sort of thing. Okay, so what's different between these? Oh, well, the orders are different. The names that are given are different. There's the use of time versus the use of location. I just think it might actually be a really helpful way to really just parse out that whole thing for them.
I do too. That's a really good way to do it. Hey, Trust, how are you today?
I'm good, Crystal. How are you? It's been a while since I've talked to you.
I
Good to
know.
see
I know.
you.
Actually, I was going to hit you up because I was like, hey, I think it would be really fun if Trust and I go live together one day. So we might have to do
Absolutely.
that where we just, because we're live around the same time sometimes. So I'm like, we should just do one show together every once in a while, just have some fun.
Let's do it. I would love to.
Reb, I've been thinking of asking you something too. Now, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Anytime I ask you guys something live, I realize later, am I kind of putting people on the spot when I do these things live? Everybody needs to know this about me. Please, if I ask you if you want to or you can do something, you can say no to me. You can say no to me about anything. Okay, I'm not gonna be mad. But Reb, I've been thinking, if there is maybe a way you could do a Hebrew class in my Discord, do you think there's any way we could do like a beginning Hebrew class in my Discord?
It'd be my pleasure. Can you do video in Discord?
I think so. I know we can, like, can you do that in a voice channel, Trust?
Yeah, you can. And you can do, you can share your screen.
Oh, great. Even better. Yeah. So as long as we could do something like akin to Zoom or something like that, then I'd absolutely be able to do that. If you wouldn't mind, sort of like truly Thursday mornings are the best, or Friday mornings are typically pretty good too, like after 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. If I can put it on my calendar, I can block it out and then it'll be great. And then
Okay, let's do Friday mornings. I'm going to tell you right now so that we lock it in. Don't you guys want to take some Hebrew? I do too. Okay, he got a call or something. You guys tap the screen. Also, gift the rabbi.
I was just checking my calendar. I can do, how does 11
Okay.
to noon this Friday sound?
Awesome.
Okay.
That sounds awesome. Okay, we'll meet in my Discord. I'll set up a channel.
I already study Sanskrit.
Called, this is gonna be.
I was just gonna say I'm already
You guys,
studying Sanskrit, so once I have some understanding of Hebrew, I'm gonna be like so knowledgeable on ancient documents. It's gonna be crazy.
Right? This is gonna be so fun. You guys, you can join my Discord. The link is in my bio, and I will set up a channel called Beginning Hebrew. It'll be a voice channel, and it will be used only when the rabbi can come and teach us. And we'll meet on Friday. Wait, Friday. What time did he say? I want to make sure I have it down. 10 to 11 or 11 to 12. What did he say?
11 to noon.
11 to 12. Oh, that's so nice. You didn't
Okay.
that. Thank you. Devil's Peak, I think that's what it was. That's very cool. Devil's Public Defender.
Devil's Public Defender is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
They are such a support to the community. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm really excited. Okay. And so each week we'll ask you if you can do it again the next week, and we'll schedule you as you are available, okay, Rabbi?
Yes, that sounds great. I'm gonna send you. I'm heading to the office soon. I will send you. There's like a PDF that I made. I have to edit it so it doesn't have like my real name or anything on it, because anonymity is a good thing for Jews these days.
Yes, it is a thing.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
Yep. So yeah, I'll send that over, and then it's basically like a worksheet, and really the goal is to just have people feel confident in decoding Hebrew, to learn the letters. So like we start with decoding so you can learn the consonants and the vowels, and then once you can sort of decode, you can start to learn. We can move past that into actual like learning the language.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Are you guys excited? I cannot wait to be able to actually pronounce these names correctly.
I get a free class. I'm super excited.
Here's the names I had to pronounce this week, Rabbi. Wait, I gotta tell you, because I had to have them phonetically spelled out every time I said them, because I kept butchering them when I was preparing my sermon. It was Mehetabel, Matrid, and Mezahab. Did I do okay?
I don't even know the names. I'm sorry.
Probably not even close. But yeah, those were difficult. Mehetabel, Matrid, and
Where are they coming from? Where are they?
Genesis 36 at the end of Esau's genealogy. It's the Genesis 30. Oh, why I'm on the wrong page. Genesis 36 verse 39. Baal-Hanan, son of Akbar, died, and Hadar succeeded him as king. The name of his city was Pau. I don't know. Pau. His wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matrid, daughter of Mezahab. You guys watch how badly I butchered these.
It's not nearly as bad as I would.
Hold on, I'm just going to put, if it's okay, with your permission, I'm going to put this sort of as a background so I can just read it. Cool. Is it possible to do like the two squares side by side? Because I can't.
Let me see.
Crystal. I'm here to cause problems.
No.
Not solutions.
I just don't know how to do things. I just don't know how to do them. Hang on. I'm figuring out, because they moved everything. You know what I mean?
They do.
Like, it just used to be so easy. How do I do it, you guys? How do I switch the box? Here we go.
I don't use the
Here we go.
app anymore.
Here we go. But I want you to be in one of the boxes. Why can't I expand you?
I think you have to set him as, I don't know if he has to be host or you have to set him as like the main square. Just change him, I think.
Oh, geez. Hi, Godwin.
Okay, I got it.
I didn't see you there. I don't know why I didn't see you. Hi,
Hey, Trust. How's it going? I'm on a panel with Trust. Oh, my God.
Oh. Shoot, I'm on the panel with Godwin. What are you talking about?
It's good to see you, man.
I have a killer panel. What are you guys talking about? I got all of y'all.
Right? So
You're all
let's just
stuck
all
with me.
fangirl with each other. Oh, no. I wouldn't call it stuck.
Oh, my God.
That looks good.
So the,
can you see it?
Mm-hmm,
okay,
yeah.
Rob.
Yes. Yeah.
I can see it crystal clear.
I can see it.
I see what you did there.
So yeah, the name of the city is Pa'u, and then his wife's name is
Pa'u.
Mehetavel. Mehetavel.
Mehitavel.
Yep. Bat. So daughter.
Matred.
Matred. Yeah. And then
Matred.
May Zahav. May Zahav.
Mezahav.
Yeah. Nice. There they are.
So you do something in Hebrew that Spanish speakers do as well, where sometimes the B is more of a soft V.
Oh, so the letter there. So if you look in the Hebrew, actually this is helpful. So look at the last. So Hebrew goes from right to left. So you see that there's 3 lines of Hebrew there. The last 3 words coming from the left. The last word there is Zahav. You'll see, and then if you look, the next word is May. It's like 2 letters, and then the next word is Bat, which is 2 letters, right? If you look at this right there, this, you see my finger moving? This is impossible. Okay, so
You're in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Okay. So the letter of there's a little dot. Do you see that in the middle of that letter?
Yeah.
Okay. That letter is bet. If you look at the last letter on the line, you'll see that it is the exact same letter, just minus a dot. That dot changes the letter from bet. The bet is with the dot. It's got a belly button, right? Without the dot, it becomes a vet. So if a dog doesn't have a belly button, you should take it to the vet.
That's so
okay.
cute.
That's a good way to remember.
Yeah. So the bet has a BB or a belly button, and the vet doesn't. But yeah, so it's always written as Zaha. It's always written like the month of Abib. It's really Aviv, but because it is technically a bet without a dagesh, without the little dot, they just always translate it with a bet. It's a really weird thing, and I don't know why they do that, but
that is weird.
Yep. How boring is that? Everybody excited for their Hebrew lesson?
Yes, I actually am. Okay.
I'm absolutely elated. Don't let me fool you. I'm excited.
It'll be easier to when I have an ability to point to things. Like, just it's hard to do on a screen share. TikTok live.
Hey, Bible guy.
Oh, Dalton.
The Bible guy's here.
I'm bringing everybody up. I'm just bringing everybody up. We'll just hang out and talk nerdy Bible shit with each other, right? Like, it's Duncan, you guys.
Duncan. He heard Hebrew spoken. He heard it being spoken, and he just knew where to go.
What? Somebody's speaking Hebrew somewhere. I must go. My people are calling me.
Big Jewish holiday coming up next week, by the way.
What is it?
Purim, the story of Esther.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You should do a show on that, Crystal.
It's my favorite.
Oh, you have
Eventually,
a show on that,
I will do a sermon on Esther. Eventually, I'll get there. We're at Potiphar's wife is the next sermon. We just did Tamar.
She's a naughty one. She's a problem.
Yeah, she is a little problem.
She's like
or is she?
Well, so I think here's my theory. There's the idea that Joseph there's strong support to demonstrate that Joseph is a gender bending person. That Joseph is gender non-conforming, to say, and that Joseph is essentially involved with the Pharaoh. That the Pharaoh has a has a relationship with Joseph, and I think that sort of everybody's kind of after Joseph in a way. And Potiphar's wife is similar.
There's an
So
old
he's
saying.
like Prince, where everybody wants to get with him.
Yeah.
The old saying: if you want to get ahead, you got to give a little.
Oh boy.
Well,
grab onto that tunic, baby.
I mean, he wasn't rightfully the Pharaoh. It's kind of a funny story to me. I find it to be kind of ridiculous that he's this nobody who gets to become this great person, and it's been repeated in other stories, I believe, as well. Something similar, right? I believe, Rav, you would know better than I. That some of the other stories.
Well, there's one line in particular that's repeated that is, especially in the book of Esther, that really drives the point home for me. It's and Esther found grace in the king's eyes. Chen be'enav is a very, very sort of suggestive sort of phrase, and that phrase is used between Pharaoh and Joseph.
What makes it suggestive? Is it the wording, the specific?
Yeah, like first of all, it's only used, except for Joseph, it's only used from powerful men to women.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And so there's sort of this, not femme fatale, but like
seduction.
Like seductress, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on David and his close friend?
Beyond close. He loved Jonathan more than he loved any woman.
Yeah, I always thought that was suggestive. In other words, they didn't want to come out and say it because they didn't want to be, stoned, but that's what that story meant.
I think David was pretty cool. Pretty open-minded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wondered, maybe from your perspective, do you think that story, means that they were a couple, but they were trying to not say so openly in their book?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like not saying so openly. I think it's pretty clear. I guess I would be interested to hear from. There are 3 stories that I think sort of demonstrate a wider range of sort of sexuality in the Torah. The first being David and Jonathan, Joseph and Pharaoh, and Ruth and Naomi.
Yeah. Justin Deconstruction
I'm
seems
inviting
to
a Christian
think that
to come
David. Oh, perfect. I'll just say this quickly.
Just so
was
you guys know.
I have about
his
9
idea was
minutes.
that it was unrequited. His idea was that David didn't notice Jonathan, and Jonathan had unrequited love for David. But what do I know?
There's Deconstructing Justin.
Yeah,
Justin.
Yep. Yeah.
Hi.
It's interesting.
Hi, Francie.
How are you?
Hi.
Hang on 1 second, Francie. Let them finish talking.
Okay.
Hang on, everybody. Sorry,
okay.
Rav and Godwin, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Finish what you guys were saying. I was into the conversation here.
Yeah, just that.
What were you saying?
Yeah, that Justin was suggesting that there was unrequited love. I think that's probably accurate. I mean, we don't really see sort of any, consummation or anything like that. I mean, there's 2 moments with Jonathan, and I'm blanking on the other one. There's one that was while he was alive, and then one at his funeral. And I can't remember the one. I think the one I loved him more than any other woman was during the funeral speech. So I think if given that seems telling. To be in line with Justin's sort of.
Yeah, I just remember Justin's viewpoint. He had said back then when you were either a war general or you were, you had your war brethren, that you would speak that way of them. So it wasn't out of the ordinary for David to speak that way of Jonathan as a comrade. And that was his
Yeah.
take. And that was, all ears, because I had always thought, like what you said, Raph, was that that was
Okay,
obvious.
we'll have to get back to this because I do have to talk to Francie because she only has 5 minutes. Francie, can I get your age for
Cool.
TikTok purposes?
Oh, I'm old. I'm 68.
Okay, well, welcome to the show. And you say Christians do believe in miracles. So let me tell you why I say that they don't, and then you can tell me what you think, okay?
Oh, sure.
I don't believe that Christians believe in miracles because every time they tell me about a miracle that has happened in their life, it is something that absolutely 100% can be explained away by something else that is completely logical. What I don't see them doing is going and laying hands on VAs who have had amputated limbs and praying for those people to have their limbs regrow. I don't see them praying for somebody to immediately get up and walk out of a hospital room who is literally unaliving or in hospice. I only see Christians claiming that things are miracles, but never actually doing real miracles. And when I have asked them to pray for myself, okay, Tress, I see what you're saying. I thought you had a reboot. Oh, I see what you're saying. I have asked them to pray for me when I needed healing. And they said, God doesn't work that way, even though the Bible claims that's exactly how God works. And so I think that they have more excuses and less faith in actual miracles. So now you can go ahead and explain your point
Okay,
of view.
sure. And what's your name? I think I'm new to your page.
Crystal.
Okay, great. So, okay, if I'm understanding you're an atheist, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And have you ever been a churchgoer or any beliefs before?
For over 40 years.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I'm a Christian. I go to a not kind of like a non-denominational Christian church. It's not Baptist or Methodist or this or that, or, in the Bible, it just said they will be called Christians in Antioch. There's a line. Anyway, so I am a Christian. I've been following God for, I was raised when I was really young as a Catholic, which Catholics are Christians. We just have a couple differences. But I decided to just consider myself a Christian. Because I didn't believe in stopping at statues and praying, and I didn't believe that the rosary was right to be praying, to Mary because she's a human being. Okay, so I usually do a deep dive when I'm on a topic, but shoot, I have a friend coming here, so we're gonna go walk the doggy in about.
Well, I'm live every day, so if you want
Yeah.
to come back some other day this week, I'll be live tomorrow and Friday. And wait, is today Wednesday? Is today Hump Day?
Tuesday.
And I'll be
It's
live.
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'll be live all the rest of the week. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And you can join us then.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my story, my miracle story, really quick, and then I'll come back to chat more about some of your other questions. That'd be
Okay.
great. Yeah, you're very kind and very nice. So that's good. We can have a good conversation. So my story is, I'll try to do the short version. Oh gosh. So let's see. Where do I start? So my aunt, she's actually my cousin, but we call her my aunt because we were very close. But she was on her deathbed. She was 90. She was in a coma for about 3 days at 90 years old. And my sister called me, and because she knows we were close, and she's like, oh my gosh, if you want to say goodbye to Auntie Marie, she's in the hospital. It was Martinez County Hospital, California. And you can actually look up her obituary, Marie Goodman. And everybody knew Marie. She owned a store in town and everybody knew her. But she was a sweetie, and she was 90. So she was in a coma. And so my sister says, if you want to come see her, you better go now. So I jump in my car. And as I'm driving, I hear in my head, pray for a miracle, pray for a miracle, pray for a miracle. I hear it 3 times and I'm like, oh, right? Because okay. To me, that's the Holy Spirit, or an angel or whatever. But I hadn't really had that much experience with that kind of thing. So I drive a little further. I hear it again 3 more times. I hear it again 3 more times. Well, I think that happened like 8 times. By the time I got to the hospital, I'm like, this is so bizarre. But anyway, so I get there and I happen to arrive in the hallway at the same time that the priest did. And I ask him, I says, oh, are you by chance coming to see Marie Goodman? And he says, yes, I am. And I go, oh, I have a request. I said, I wonder if we could pray for a miracle first. And he says, oh, sure, we could do that. Let's just check with the daughters inside, Rochelle and Mary. Marie's store was called Rochelle's. And then she had another store downtown, Rochelle's other store. But anyway, so he said yes. So I said, by chance, do you have oil? We could anoint her head with oil. Because it says that in the Bible to anoint the sick. So he said yes. Now my dog's trying to get in my bed. Ha! Come here, Rusty. Okay, and then let's see. So we went inside. We asked the girls, and they said that would be fine. So we all held hands. And remember, she's 90. Oh, by the way, let me think, her heart, her kidneys, and God, what was the other thing? And one other thing was failing. And they were planning to take her off the machine that day. But I got this message. So I'm like, so we decided to pray. We're holding hands and the priest is doing the prayer. And at the end of the prayer, he says, in the name of Jesus, rise and be healed. At 2 seconds later, she opened her eyes. I kid you not. I mean, there's no reason to make up stupid stories, right? I mean, she opened her eyes 2 seconds later and she said, I want to go home. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So we just all looked at each other and I said, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. So, we got a chance to talk for just a couple of minutes till the doctor came rushing in and said, what's going on? And I said, well, she just woke up. We prayed and she just woke up right at the very end of the prayer. I said, that's some crazy timing, right? He goes, oh, yes. He goes, I can't believe she woke up. That's amazing. He goes, her heart's this. And I said, yeah, that's what I heard. Anyway, so, yeah, she went home a week later after they did all these tests on her. And she lived another 3 years till 93. And she was in a nursing home still, but she was alive. And I got to share her story at her funeral. So that's my crazy story. But, I put my hand on a Bible.
I'm going to explain to you again why that's not a miracle to me, okay? My daughter-in-law is a doctor, and she's a nephrologist, and she works in ICU. And one thing that she has always explained to me, and I think people don't realize this, is that every doctor, they have a specialty. That's what they have, okay? And because she's a nephrologist, if you came to her with an eye problem, she's not going to be able to help you. She's going to send you to an eye specialist, okay? Now, she works in ICU, so she has to know a lot about several parts of the body to help during triage situations and so forth, emergency situations, but she's just there to get them to a place where they can see the appropriate doctors for what they need, whatever their ailment or situation is. So there's lots of things she doesn't know. And lots of doctors who will go, I don't know why that happened. They don't know everything. They couldn't possibly, but spontaneously coming out of a coma after you've been under medical supervision and medical care is not miraculous. It's actually pretty ordinary. And
it's the timing.
it feels miraculous. Right, of
Yeah.
course, because of course you're going to pray when you're headed to a hospital to see somebody in a coma that you think you're going to say goodbye to. This is not miraculous. And that's why I say Christians don't believe in miracles. They believe in attributing every single thing that's good as a miracle, and every single thing that's bad they blame on humans. They never give that to God. They take that on themselves. But if it's good, God did it. But if you want to come back and talk about this more in depth when you have more time, I'd love for you to do that. I think that would be amazing.
Okay, Crystal. Yeah, no worries. I will say that all of her ailments were gone. So that was a part that the doctor said that was impossible. And the fact that I was given the word
Doctors
to
won't
pray.
say impossible. Doctors won't say that. And if they did say that, you should sue them, because that's a horrible thing for a doctor to say.
Well,
No
she was-
doctor's going to tell you something's impossible. They'll say, I don't understand what happened. They'll say, I'm not real clear. But spontaneous healing is very common in hospitals. It's very common. It's probably more common than you could ever realize.
That's my story, but I am a Christian, and I've seen lots of things. I have lots of stories. That was just one that was like in
I
my
had a
face.
lot of stories that I attributed to God too when I was a Christian. And when I realized that that's what I was doing, I stopped doing it. And I started asking for real miracles. Real miracles. Let me walk on water. Let me move that mountain you told me I could move if I had just the faith of a mustard seed. Let me do the things you promised I'd be able to do in your word that I have not been able to do.
Can I ask you one last thing before I run off? What made you have that belief and then change? Did something happen?
It's not a one thing that happens. It's when you start suddenly seeing all the cracks in the story. And instead of ignoring them, and instead of trying to apologize them away, and instead of trying to hurry, I must figure out, like, this has to be true. Instead of doing that, holding this God to the same skepticism I have for every other God on the face of the earth. I didn't do that with him because I was indoctrinated into this religion. I never questioned him the way I questioned Zeus or any other god or any other cult figure. And when I started holding him to the same requirements that I hold them to, he didn't stand up to them any better than they did.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We all have different experiences. We can believe what we want. It's just, I've also had a friend that was demon possessed.
I can't believe what I want, though. I can't believe what I want. I believe what my mind is convinced of. You don't choose what you believe. You only believe what your mind is convinced of, and you don't believe things that it's not convinced of. I don't go, I want to not believe. Unfortunately, my brain goes, we are no longer convinced of this story. So it's not a choice I'm making.
I just think it takes more faith to not believe in God than to believe in God, because
That's not true. You don't believe that, because your faith is very special to you. You love your Jesus, and your faith is very personal to you. And if you really think about how important your faith is to you and how much that is a part of your personal relationship with Jesus Christ, you know darn well I don't have anything near that. Your faith is so precious to you. I don't have faith. I don't have faith in anything. I'm a skeptic. I'm a critical thinker. And that doesn't take faith. Faith is that very personal thing you have with Jesus. Non-believers don't have what you have. Don't keep telling people that. That's not true. You know that what I have isn't what you have.
Right. No, that's fine. We don't
so
have
don't
the same
say
thing.
that again. Don't keep telling people that you have more faith than I do. You don't even want me to have more faith than you do. Your faith is precious. Hold on to that and realize that it's something precious.
All right. Well, God bless you. And you have a good day. And maybe I'll come back another time that I'm not in such a hurry.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay. Take care.
Hope
Bye.
you have fun with your friend. Right,
thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rab, for being here. It was good to have you up, Rabbi. You guys, if you want to learn Hebrew, you can join my Discord. And we're going to start the first class on Friday from 11 a.m. Pacific time to 12 noon. I'm very fucking excited.
I'm very excited too. It's a shame that she has to go. It looks like she's on teacup, so she hasn't disconnected quite yet. But yeah, I was just gonna say, really fast. Whenever Christians say that, it bothers me a lot because I doubt that she believes in Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Venus, Zeus, Thoth, Ra, or any of these other deities. So whenever Christians say, it takes more faith not to believe, I'm like, what are you talking about? You only believe in one God. There's thousands
Right?
that you don't believe in. I don't believe in Santa Claus, unicorns, dragons, or talking snakes. Like, I don't see why that's
No.
hard to understand.
Right, exactly. And it really bothers me. I don't know how you feel about trust, but I believed my faith was special. I don't know if you were like that, but I did.
Oh yeah.
And when they say that, they're really diminishing what they have, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because then if everybody's saying their faith is special, then nobody's faith is special. You're totally right.
Did you like my amputee argument?
Yes, I did. Because I hadn't used that in a while, and I was like, oh, I got to reboot that. I'm going to bring that back because that's such a good one. Such a good one.
It
She
is.
totally pivoted. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because it's just the truth. Like they don't believe in miracles. They believe that everything good is a miracle. That's not a miracle. A miracle is something that cannot be explained by science or any other thing. And everything you said can be explained by science. He was in a fucking hospital. Like they were in a hospital. They had doctors and nurses working on it. And
it's
no,
like the
I
place
hate
to
when
get better,
people
right?
say, yeah, I really hate when people say the doctor told me it was a miracle. Nope. Don't believe it. I know so many doctors. My daughter-in-law, look, when you have somebody who's gone through med school, and I've known her since she was in school, right? So I knew her from the beginning, and she is now an active doctor in an emergency room, right? No, they don't say that. They don't. Because that's stupid for them to say. They will say, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just happens sometimes. People recover.
I forget her
We don't
name
know
that was
why.
up here earlier. The lady who was talking about the super religious clinic she works at. Maybe those doctors might.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe those doctors might, but at a regular doctor, Christina the Gala said, when I worked at a hospital, I rolled so hard at those people. Right? That's what I'm saying. Because I know all of her doctor friends and because she'll do parties and okay. I'm the cool mother-in-law, okay? And so my daughter-in-law likes to have all her friends meet me. Why can't I accept you, Mezzo? And so my daughter-in-law one time was out with all the doctors and nurses, and they were really, really drunk. And she called me because they couldn't remember if they had already ordered it.
No.
She was like, and then the other doctors were like, who are you calling? And she goes, it's my mother-in-law. And they're like, that's your mother-in-law? My mother-in-law would be pissed or whatever. And I'm just laughing at them. I'm like, you guys are all stupid. Hey, Mezzo, welcome to the show.
So here's what I'm realizing listening to this wonderful conversation. I never thought about this, but like we've done this before where someone says, yeah, the doctors said it was a miracle. And we go, can we see the records? Can you just like show it? Like there's going to be a receipt from Kaiser that says it was a miracle or something like that. No charge. We didn't do it. No charge.
Yeah.
This is all God. And obviously there's no such thing. But they do have that in insurance. They have this thing where they'll say this goes under act of God. So there is a way to file this where doctors, if they really thought it was, could say, yeah, act of God. But guess who actually when you think about who actually does use that, it's insurance. Why? Because they're con artists. That's the entire thing insurance is, right?
To do anything not to pay.
Yeah, doctors are not not most of them at least, aren't in the business of lying to us to get our money. I mean, a little bit, but not to the level that insurance is. So I just had never thought about that, and it's kind of a funny correlation.
That's true. That's a really good thing. Well, did you guys file it under an act of God afterwards?
Yeah,
I
right.
bet your insurance was happy.
Yeah, the doctor comes
Yeah.
back and says, well, here's the whole report, no bill, because we had nothing to do with this one. So this one's on God, and just go to church and tithe instead. And then here's the official report, miracle. They just like write that and then sign their name.
Miracle.
Yeah, no one's gonna do that. Never happened.
Nobody's going to do that. No, it's never going to happen. I remember one time.
I was going to say,
my. Go ahead, Robin.
okay, I was just going to say, it's unfortunate that I didn't have enough time to make this point while she was here, because my point is very fast. If she had a group of loved ones praying over her, I forget the relation, but I think she was 90
Yeah.
years old. It doesn't really matter how old they were or what their health was, but if they were under anesthesia and they were in like this vegetative coma state, and they had a group of people praying around them, you can hear things in your subconscious. She may have just heard these
Oh,
things in her
yeah.
subconscious, and it woke her up.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
maybe, but it also just really sounded like she was lying. Like she sounded like a liar to me. I mean, sorry. I don't know if she's still here, but like she was making a lot of this up, or at least had a memory of it that wasn't quite. Look, when I've been in hospitals while people are dying near you. You don't leave with like the best memory of the events. You know what I mean? Like you're not in a state of mind where you're perfectly capturing what happened. So she probably just like thinks it was closer to the time that they prayed than it was, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like she may
true.
have viewed the situation from Jesus' blood-stained glasses. So there could be a lot of truth to it, but it could be also a distortion of what actually happens.
Right, we're pattern seeking.
Hey, Christina.
I thought that we had an agreement where you wouldn't put me on panel at the same time with any of the girls gone godless. What's happening?
I'm sorry, but she paid me. She sent me a lot of money.
Christina, this is against the rules.
She made it rain.
Hi, Christina.
Hi. Sorry.
Making it rain more than Yahweh. You're here now.
I am. I'm stuck now. No, I worked in the medical field for 20 years, and the people who would fucking thank God before the doctor, I don't even think they ever thanked the doctor sometimes. It was like, what? So we would have jokes.
Yeah.
Like, the doctors would just be like, oh, it wasn't me. Somebody took over my body and did surgery for you.
Right.
So.
But were you
More
like
than 27 nurses?
Were you a heart surgeon, or what was your job?
Oh yes, I was a brain surgeon, and now I work at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Brain and heart.
And automotive retail. I mean,
And automotive. Oh,
I can do it.
A lot of transitional skills there.
Yeah.
yes, just that's talent.
No, it was a soul suck. I couldn't do it anymore because of insurance and all that shit. I was just so tired of telling people that I couldn't do things for them because insurance wasn't paying. So people were like, I'm gonna die, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go on to the next person. I can't do this anymore. So no more healthcare for me. But we just leave it to God now. I don't even take my kids to the doctor. I just pray for them to get better.
If I put on my Christian hat, and to Mezzo's point about the act of God, technically doctors are in a science, right? So they're tied into science. And as we know, science is a big conspiracy. So the truth is God really is fixing all the people, and the doctors are taking credit for it.
Ugh, so rude.
I'm glad I don't have to wear that Christian hat anymore.
No, the Christian scientists or like Jehovah's Witnesses or all the religions that like won't give blood products to their kids, like blood transfusions and stuff. I just want to punch them in the face. Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
you
guys, I
can't
gotta
punch
drop
them in the
down,
face
but-
because then they're going to get
See
hurt and they
everybody.
won't go to the doctor. So you don't want to be responsible for that. Bye, Trust.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Trust. Love you.
We're going live
I'll get
again
with
tonight.
you,
but-
and maybe
See
we'll
you,
do a
Trust.
show together.
Yeah, we're going live tonight, but we're not going to be drunk again. So.
Oh, bummer. I'll probably be drunk watching you. Though,
I was
okay? Is that all
I was
right?
paying for that live heavily yesterday. Oh, it was so bad.
It was fun.
It was
was
what I
fun.
remember. It was fun. I don't remember all of it.
Is it on YouTube? Can we watch it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should probably put that one on YouTube. That was
Yes, Robo Goat, you should. Yes, you should. The question is always yes. I don't really drink. I drink sometimes, like I'll have a beer or two or whatever. Like I love a really, really good Bloody Mary. Like it needs to be not a Bloody Mary mix. It needs to be a really good Bloody Mary. But I don't drink it very often. Normally I just, I'm a 420 kind of gal. That's just who I am.
yeah. I was gardening.
And I love
and drinking.
doing 420 and then listening to Mezzo's music. I'm just like, yeah,
Yes.
this is a vibe.
I do that a lot.
I love this.
I do
That's
that.
what it's for. Yeah.
I used to party while I was doing Facebook Lives and when I would make YouTube videos, but then I would watch them back and be in utter horror. Like, oh my God, I said that, I did that. And so now I don't do that anymore. I might do a little 420, but like, that's it. And I mean just a little, just for nerds or something like that. But yeah, my days of partying on stream are
Yeah. It
Oh, also, I
happened.
love me a good Long Island, and I like pink wines. What else do I like? Oh, and gin and juice. Those are my faves.
And long walks on the beach. I'm sorry.
I don't like
Long
but
walks on the
Jesus-
beach,
if
big
Jesus
dicks, and
came-
fried chicken.
and turned water
Delicious.
into wine, I would drink it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And you know me,
That's
I'm
the
a little bit of a party animal, so I'll get a LaCroix and I'll mix it half and half with like lukewarm tap water to just kind of take the edge
I
of
know,
it.
you're crazy.
Yeah.
You
Oh
are
my
so,
God. Whoa.
Such a rebel.
I know you are, but like, I don't think you need anything, Mezzo. Like, you don't need any substances. That's the thing.
That's funny because like
He's high on life.
I don't drink anymore, but I used to a lot. But before I drank a lot, I didn't really do that much of anything. And people would come up to me and just like offer me like DRUGS a lot. And I'd be like, oh, I don't. And they're like, yeah, you do. You do. Like of course, like, no, I don't. It's just not my thing. Like, yeah, there's no way you're like this. Just normally like this. Like, no. So that's like an old common theme with my life where people think I'm just, I don't know, like a Seth Rogen level, Snoop Dogg level guy. But I'm actually like, I used to, I haven't done any of that type of smoke stuff in a really long time because I have really bad reactions to it, like really terrible reactions to it. So it's like I hate it actually.
Sorry.
Isn't that weird?
I freaking love it. I actually didn't like it though until my 40s though. That's the funny thing. I grew up in California and it was abundant. It was abundant here, okay? But I still didn't really like it. Like, not saying I never, didn't go out on a Friday night and imbibe a little, maybe just a little, but it wasn't my thing. I didn't like it. So I did it for many, many years. And then in my 40s, we moved back to California and Doug was like, oh, let's get some. They have dispensaries here now. And I said, okay. So I went to this dispensary and it was so horribly run that I applied for a job on the spot. I was like, I don't know shit about this, but this is so horribly run and I can fix this place. And I got hired and I started working there. And then I was like, oh, I really like this stuff.
That's amazing.
And that is how I became who I am today.
Why didn't we talk about that when you were on? You're going to have to come on.
Yeah, if you work at a
love
place,
that. That's awesome.
You'll really like the thing that's there. That's why Christina likes car batteries so much.
Yes,
I know. And she likes to get her oil changed frequently.
This is
I have a
true.
cousin that
What do you
I have
mean
a
by
cousin
that?
that went to school for botany, and he now makes all different kinds of medicinal herbs. And I think that he really went into an amazing field, truly, because he loves what he does. He makes great money doing it, and
Well,
I don't know. Yeah,
I I learned how to make really good cookies and stuff when I worked there too. And so I got to be their distributor for like cookies and gummies and stuff. So I not only made tips and my hourly wage and also got free stuff, I also made stuff. So I made a lot of money making the stuff too. So it was such a fun job, you guys. It was the best job I've ever had in my life. Unfortunately, it closed down because certain areas in California, like cities and stuff, were kicking them out. So the city it was in kicked it out. But it was literally one of my favorite things about it was all the kids that worked there. They just loved to see if they could get me to be pretty elevated, right? Because I was always the one who was like, not when I'm working. I never did when I was working. They were all very elevated when they worked. But I was like, nope, not when I'm working. But one time they were like, please, Crystal, please. And I was like, okay, all right, I will. And then they infused it. So I was gone. I was just gone, okay? And I was over at the register. And I was like, and then they go, what's wrong with
oh my
Crystal?
God, that's so funny.
And then one of the girls goes, oh, because I infused what we just enjoyed. And I was like
with
oh
angel
my
dust?
God, no wonder. No, just with resin. Just so that it was a little bit more potent.
Now,
Yeah,
warning
there was,
would
I
have been
mean,
nice.
I knew that they were going to get me ripped, so I was prepared for that. I just didn't know what that was going to entail because they had been begging me to imbibe for so long. So I knew that they had something up their sleeves. I was prepared mentally for it.
I
I love
spent my
that you
time in
were
the
there.
Boston music scene, and we used to hang out in these huge jam room complexes where people like Slash is everywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as you can imagine, I've seen my fair share. I pretty much just drink alcohol now, but I could make a bong out of anything.
Robin, what were you going to say?
That is truly a skill. That's truly a skill, being able to make a bong out of anything. I was going to say, I worked in a bakery for many years, making cookies, pies, cakes, wedding cakes, you name it. And I think it's awesome that you used to infuse all your confectionaries that you would make, especially cookies. That just sounds like so much fun. I don't have a lot of experience doing that. I've done it with, I've only made gummies, but that sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like something I might try.
Oh yeah, I like making gummies. I like making cookies and stuff. I haven't made some in a while. I actually have an infuser thing for my oils that my daughter bought me. I'm such a good mom, huh? Because they realized that I make good cookies. So she wanted to help me in my cookie endeavor. Seth, you're hungry now? Are we making you hungry talking about cookies?
Yeah, I get into oil
You guys
stuff
been
too.
talking
I
about
mean,
cookies and burgers and all
I
kinds of
like
food. You guys are making me so hungry.
I
Sorry.
use an avocado oil spray, but then for like higher heat, like a grapeseed oil is probably the best one if you want to get
Oh
like a good
yeah.
stir fry going. I'm not. I think I'm not totally sure. Like I'm not a chef, so I don't know exactly what you guys are talking about. But usually I go with grapeseed oil.
Do you ever like a rosemary in your oil? Like, do you ever infuse your oil with herbs?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll bake in like garlic. Does that count? I'll have like a garlic oil. I
Oh
think this one might be
no,
garlic
you can with
infused.
with my machine, you can take your oil ahead of time before you cook and infuse the oil itself with the flavor of your herbs. And then you can use it to cook with. So if let's say you want a nice rosemary
Oh,
oil
that
or
sounds
a
good.
garlic
Yeah.
oil or a garlic rosemary oil. Yeah, you can do that with my infuser. That's what she bought me, was an oil infuser. I use it for lots of herbs.
Would it actually work with like real oil also? Oh, really? I thought it was
Yep.
only drug oil.
Nope, it's for all kinds of herbs. It does the same process.
That's
You
cool.
can have
I
it
would
be a
actually
flavor.
probably use that actually. Yeah.
Right? It's actually really cool. I really like it. I use it for many things. It makes delicious oils for cooking.
I have to get back to work, but thanks for having me, and I'll see y'all later.
Mezzo, have a wonderful day.
later,
We'll see
Mezzo.
you later.
Bye.
Noe makes a tea that will send you into another dimension. It's pretty great.
I cannot wait for Noe and I to get together. Oh my God. I'm so excited one day to just, get elevated with Noe. It's going to be amazing.
She gardens and grows her own stuff, and she is like meticulous. Like I'll call her and she'll be like, I'm sitting outside with magnifying glasses on and I'm picking all of like the beetles and caterpillars and everything off individually for hours and hours. It's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have tried growing and I am not very good at gardening. Okay, so it has grown, but it's not very big. But it still works. I didn't like throw that shit away or anything.
Right.
Okay, but I do want to get better at it because I would like to just grow my own if I could. But I'm not very good at it. First of all, I think my mistake is like I buy clones from a store, and I think that they grow their clones inside and I'm trying to grow it outside, which means that the plant has already been affected by the false light cycles that they put it through within. I know I'm probably getting too nerdy for everybody right now. And I'm using natural light and I think that affects it. And so anyway, I'm not good at it. So I need to talk to a professional before I try again. Maybe I'll talk to Noe and say, hey, I want to grow my first plant. Help me out. Well, it's not my first, but my first one that's successful.
Well, now that we know she's God, she's actually God, maybe that's why. That's why all of her stuff is really great. All right. Have a good day. I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you. So good to
Bye,
see
Christina.
you. You guys, I'm going to be ending the show here anyway. We ran a little overtime, but thank you for everybody who sent gifts, liked, shared, supported the show in any way today. I really appreciate you all. Who is live right now? Did Trust go live? Is he live right now? Is Board live? Who do we have live at this moment in time? I think Trust went live at around 1:13. Everybody head over to Trust But Verify. Tell him Crystal loves him. And I will see you guys tomorrow around the mean streets of TikTok and YouTube. It's pizza beans, baby. It's pizza beans. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
I never can leave cleanly because the little button won't push. Why won't it? So it's always an awkward goodbye. Bye.